Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. Oh my gosh. Disaster. How is everyone doing tonight? Sorry for the late start. I wasn't 100% sure I was going to be able to do a stream today. Because, well, we've got some guests coming for the weekend. No, it is not Drexel. It's actually, shockingly enough, it's someone I've met through this show. Someone, a lovely couple, who we met through this show. They're coming out to the area, and so they're going to, spend some time, at our place for food and hanging out and relaxation, and then, do whatever else they're going to do. I don't know. But, we had to get some stuff ready because I don't know if you've ever lived in a house with 5 children, but it turns into a disaster like within minutes. So yeah, trying to get things squared away on the home front, trying to make sure we've got, that it'll be nice, I guess. But yeah, so then I had an impromptu visit to the in-laws, which most people take that the wrong way. Most people go, "Oh my God, the in-laws!" Like, because that's the meme, right? Is that going to visit the in-laws is like but I actually have a great relationship with my in-laws. They're fine. We do in the summer times, their family, my wife's family, gets together for grill outs pretty much every Friday. We didn't realize that it started today. That today was the summer grill out start. And so I had actually smoked some pork loins on a whim earlier in the day, and they had come out of the smoker, and I was letting them rest. It's like, "Oh, we got to go over to Mom's house." I'm like, "Oh, okay then. Let's get the kids together and then go over." And so thank goodness I smoked these giant pork loins. So that was fun. Went over there, but because of all of the commotion and then the like surprise stuff, I wasn't sure I was going to get to do a show tonight, and we didn't get home till late, which is why the show is late, later than normal. But I was like, well, I mean, I can still do a show. I can still do a stream. It'll be kind of relaxed and laid back. We'll talk about some things. Yes. Miles Denam says, "Do you have a rough estimate of when the U.S. election will be corrected and given to Trump?" Sometime around 2024, maybe. We'll have to see. But yeah, so we'll have a little show tonight, talk about what's going on. These things. I don't actually have like a super agenda. I do have a lawsuit. To read. And it involves some people on the show might know. It involves an Ethan Van Sciver, and it involves a Preston Poulter. So it's a weird one. So we can probably talk about that. I guess I have to talk about this Streamlabs situation. The Streamlabs situation is very much on everybody's mind. It is at the forefront. And I'll tell you everything I know about the Streamlabs situation. Don't know anything, really. I have a support ticket out with them. They very possibly could have canceled me. I don't know. I can't confirm that. I can't deny it. I don't know. I'm like the CIA. What? Never even heard of Streamlabs. What is that? Is that a Russia thing? Is that a Russia thing? Do I need to know about it? Is it a Russia thing? I'm a Streamlabs Prime member. I don't think I even pay for it. I think they're just like the activity on my Streamlabs is high enough. I think that I just automatically have it. So, because I don't remember ever paying for it. But I used the support. I went to the Discord and I used the premium Streamlabs support, and nobody's got an answer. Nobody's got an answer. And in fact, like that, this is what's confusing to me is my Streamlabs account is fully functional. In fact, I can even go to customize my page. I can go to customize the Streamlabs donation page. And so like everything's there. The link just does not go there. So I don't know if they ended up banning me from Streamlabs, then they banned me from Streamlabs. But I'm not going to make that rush judgment until I actually get confirmation. I've had no communication with them coming from them. I think they tell people when they cancel them. I think they're like, yeah, you violated TOS, get wrecked. But I don't know. Gerard Garvin says, how is this impromptu? Because I really didn't think I was going to end up doing a show today. So it's impromptu now. Cause I told like the locals page and stuff and Discord hours ago that like, I didn't think I was going to end up doing a show. And so, then I was. So that's, I guess, what makes it impromptu. I didn't mean it to be. But yeah, it's very. Yeah, no, Ken, trust me. I've checked it a million times directly through Streamlabs. I could show you guys on stream. It doesn't really. Let's see. Let me take a look at this and make sure I'm not going to be showing anything too spicy here. Let me do this. Trying to see if I can. Let's see. Let's see. What is this? Trying to see if I can show this live. It's very exciting. I might have to clip out part of it. Yeah. I'll do it this way. Got some information on it. I don't want to, do anything ridiculous here. Give me a second. Give me a moment. All right, so here we go. This is going to look weird, but it'll be down at the bottom of the screen. You can see the you can see it, right? Here's the link. Streamlabs.com/Ricada Law. It's right here. So that's it. That's it. And when you go to open it, that's all it says. Page not found. We were unable to find this broadcaster. So apparently I cast broads, which I don't feel like a Hollywood guy, but maybe. So that's what I know. You guys know exactly what I know about this. Yeah. I can tell you though, I have made some people angry. I don't know if you guys know this. I tend to accidentally make people angry from time to time, and that has definitely happened. And they have definitely targeted my Streamlabs. That is a thing that has happened. Now, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but there was something that happened the other day. It's when I called a bunch of people a bunch of names. And that apparently that is the cardinal sin, is calling people names. You can do whatever you want to someone. You can try and take away their livelihood. You can try and take away their kids. You can try and ruin their family. You can try and get them disbarred. You can try and you can disparage what they do. You can accuse them of crimes. You can do anything you want, but you call someone a name, and that is not okay. So to them, I don't know. Again, who knows if it's okay with Streamlabs? Don't know. But yeah, there's someone who made me very mad, or who I made very mad. I don't know which one it is, but someone even cut. They did an excellent job editing one of my videos into a very, very, very good video. But I can't show it because the jackass in the video keeps using the F slur over and over again. Seems rude. But has nothing to do with PPP. Nothing to do with PPP. PPP is an amateur deplatformer. An absolute amateur deplatformer. No. These are professionals. These are professional deplatformers. They're professional victims. PPP is just a lovable dorky guy. That's fine. These are actual scummy people. But it has nothing to do with him at all. But the video's out there on Twitter. They didn't tag me. They didn't want to do the courtesy. But Mars Girl has shared it. Oh, she's mad. That fat windmill-armed ogress is very angry. Oh, man. Can you watch it? I don't know if I want to play it anymore. It might have what the person in that video, who is definitely me, said might have been what got my Streamlabs banned. So I'm not really up to playing it right now. So yeah, there's that. And they've been sharing my video around, which I guess is good advertising. Can you at least link it? I'll find it on Twitter. I guess we could go through the Twitter thread. Well, someone sent it to me. Like I said, they didn't want to tag me in it. They get really really weird about tagging. Whoops. Let's see. Here we go. So apparently I'm currently losing my mind yesterday, which I don't remember losing my mind ever, but that's the thing. Let's see. Let's take a look at how it started and how it's going. So I'll tell you the basic premise of the video. Oh, I'll pull up the Twitter thread. Here we go. So the basic premise of the video is that, I'll keep it muted. Wait, no, mute. The basic premise of this video is that I am obsessed with ruining the life of Monica Rial. That's the premise that is going on here. And they actually don't realize that when Vic said, "I've never met this guy," I had never met him. That was the literal truth. These people are such weirdos. They think this all is a conspiracy. Let's do this though. Guys, you guys watch the show. Remember I was complaining the other day about how these people don't watch the show. So they're making all of these claims, but they don't actually know any of the claims to be true. They can't because they don't watch. I don't care if they watch the show, but they're saying stuff about what I do on this show that is uninformed. That's one of the points. So, you guys know this. How much do I want to talk about Vic and these people on the average day? Basically zero. The Vic situation, once the appeals case comes back, will be whatever it is. Outside of that, I never want to talk about it's done. It's right now, we're just waiting on an answer. There's nothing to talk about. I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to talk about these people. I don't want to talk about any of these people at all. I have a whole other show that I do that I've been doing basically for the past, 2 years that has almost no Vic in it. It's baffling. And even these other people, like, I don't want to talk about them. If I'm talking about them, it's because they've injected themselves somehow into my life in an annoying way. So I'm going to share my annoyance with you guys because that is how I punish you for watching the show. So anyway, so they think, one, that every show I do is about Vic. That's what they think. Everything I do is about Vic, which, dear Christ, most of the people who watched the Vic Mignogna saga don't watch this show anymore. They don't watch. That's fine. I cover tons of different things, and at some point you're going to have an audience that wants to watch a certain person or a certain thing, and then some people will stick around for the rest of the show, and other people who are interested in the subject will not. Knew this going into the Vic stuff, and as the show grew through that, knew that was a thing. Saw it with the lawsuit stuff. People would watch the lawsuit stuff with the Dick Show, and then they would not watch other content that I made. That's fine. That's how you build audiences. Not everybody cares about every arc. So, anyway, but that saga is basically done for now. It's in this stasis until the appeals court makes a ruling. Maybe it'll reignite if Vic wins and it goes back. I mean, certainly there'll be a ton of Vic stuff to talk about then. Maybe it won't. If he loses, which is definitely a possibility, always has been, if he loses, there won't be much more to say about it. And, but they think that I want to cover this all the time. And I don't want to do that. Like that. It's not interesting. It's hard to talk about something that you've said to death. So, but they think that I do this all the time. they also think that there's a grand conspiracy going on behind the scenes. Like they're like, so you never met any of these people? And then it shows me meeting Vic for the first time at Anime Matsuri. He says, I've never met this guy. I literally have never met up until that point. It was, I talked to him on the phone, but I never met. It was a very cool moment. Lots of fun. There were hundreds of people in line waiting to talk to him. And it was, a bunch of people got to see it. It was cool. Very cool. And so anyway, but the premise is that I found out I could cling to the fame, get this, of Monica Rial. Of going after Monica Rial. Again, I'm not going to play the audio because I don't know where the music comes from. I don't know any of that stuff. The drinking. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Oh my God. Look at him yell. Monica Rial. Look at the juxtaposition there. This is great. Oh, look at that. There it is. They figured it out. They figured it out. Guys, he got money talking about Monica Rial. No. No one gets money talking about Monica Rial. That's the worst way to make money on the planet, is talking about Monica Rial. Look at it. Look at it. On 3 different days, he took 3 different drinks. So no joke, my original intro before the fight intro, before the Andy Worski intro and Shane and all that stuff, my original intro was a guy who had clipped out from a bunch of different shows me drinking whiskey. Different shirts and everything. It's like boom, 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 right? And it's like I'm wearing like 8 different shirts because it's like 8 different shots of whiskey. And people would message me and say, how are you drinking that much at the beginning of the show, you drunk? And I'm like, it's an intro with different shirts, buddy. Like, look at it. Are you serious? They thought I was opening the show in 10 seconds with 8 shots of liquor because people don't process reality. And that's here. So apparently, I don't know what the lie is. I'm not sure here what the lie is. But so this is going. This is going. Insignificant Nat says, we wish you were that awesome. Me too. Me too. Okay, so this is me saying, I firmly believe, and I still do, absolutely, that Monica Rial, Ron Toye, Jamie Markey, these people wanted Vic dead in the ground. 100%. I will stand by that comment until the day I die. They make this out like this is some bad comment for me to say, or it's somehow some big criticism or like an unfair take. These people wanted Vic in the ground. That much is obvious. Again, anybody who knows Vic, and I don't know Vic all that well, but it didn't take me long to figure it out. It takes about 20 seconds to figure it out. That his connection with his fans, his ability to meet with people, connect with them, is something that is a massive, massive part of who he is. It's not just a career for him. For him, whatever you may think about this, for him, I believe it's a mission. He believes it's his field of ministry. Vic's a very conservative Christian, and he believes that in some way, this is his ability to do some good in regards to his faith in the lives of people. Not by proselytizing to them or lecturing them or anything like that, but by being good to them. By being good to them. And so when you watch him interact with fans, doesn't matter who it is, comes up, He's super nice with them. He answers emails of people for no like pay or anything, no reward other than just to answer emails. And he answers tons of them. He's way better at answering emails than me or pretty much anybody else that I've met. I don't know how he does it. I don't know why he does it, but he does. And it's just what he does. So these people have known him for 2 decades. They know about his interactions with these fans. They know how much that type of stuff means to him. I think 100% they knew that it had a very high chance of killing him. Yeah. I will believe that forever. You can't convince me otherwise. I don't know how you could convince anyone otherwise. Because again, knowing Vic as little as I do, I can clearly see how much this means to him and what it would do to take away not only someone's livelihood, but their mission in life. It's just your life purpose that you've worked your entire life and your entire career to get to this point. Yeah, you'll be fine though. You'll be fine though. We don't expect anything bad to happen to you. Not a chance. Not a chance. So anyway, so this is me saying that. And apparently, that is me. It's quite a claim about someone you've never met. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And, I stand by it and it's correct. It's the correct claim. I don't need to meet Monica to know. If she didn't think that, it would probably mean that she doesn't know Vic at all, that's much harder for me to believe. Just apologize, go to therapy, and come back in here. But let's hear how you feel when people talk about you. Yes, so this is my rant, or the rant of somebody who abducted my channel or whatever from the other night. I don't even know whose layout this is. That's ridiculous. This is my rant from the other night where, yes, I said people who have accused me of crimes that include federal felonies, that include extortion, theft, wire fraud, embezzlement, and then also spouse and child abuse. Yeah, I think they're a bunch of F slurs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Why on earth would I think these people are they're the worst scum I've encountered in doing anything. I'm sure they think the same about me. But wait, is it a surprise? Am I supposed to be like, oh well, they're not nice? Oh, sorry. That's right. That's right. You can't say a mean name. You can't say a mean name. Again, any one of those charges, any one of the things that they have openly and repeatedly accused me of would be career and life/family ending. Any one of them. Not a single one is true, of course. But that's what these people are. And if what I said was true, they would just be gay. But what I said is apparently the bad thing, and what they said is not. That's the backwards world we live in right now. It is so backwards. It is so crazy. Like when you actually think about this, like that's where we are in all of society. By the way, this is not limited to me. This is everywhere. Gina Carano is canceled over a tweet comparing political oppression today to the Holocaust, and not even specific political oppression towards any particular group. She's canceled forever. Forever. Roman Polanski had sex with a 13-year-old over and over again, and is lauded as a hero by the same group. That's where we are today. It's amazing. But anyway, so this is them, being whatever about it. See this one? Yeah. There we go. The incel card coming from someone using a animated Joker meme with a DBZ dragon avatar. Okay, I guess. Hi there, I'm nobody important. Pay no attention to the dragon behind this account. Movie Lord says I'm a dragon, so it must be true. Oh, all right. All right. Yeah. So this is their hug thread. And that's it. I mean, I guess, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But that's, again, I have no idea if this is the cause of the deplatforming. They did tag Streamlabs on Twitter, but again, no communication, so who knows? Could be. And if it is, well, it is. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. That being said, that's not what the focus of tonight is. But people were asking about the Streamlabs situation. I am a relatively transparent book. So I wanted to share with you guys what I know. Okay. I guess we can pull up, let's see if we can get somebody else mad. Let's see what is the focus, Aramin? That's a good, I don't have one. I wasn't going to do a stream tonight, but I figured, I suddenly had more time. Figured I'd come out. I'd come out. I'm now choosing to live my life as a gay man. Because of my prolific use of the F slur. I think it's only necessary now that I continue living life as a gay man, so that I can continue to say the F slur and you can't touch me. I think that's what we're going to do. Watch out, all my accusers. I've just employed step 1 of the Spacey defense. Natural causes are coming your way. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. What else do we have to do? Oh, yeah, we do have this. You know what? Some dumb F slur is going to come out and say that I just... that was the other thing. When I said, for all I care, they could all die tomorrow. When I said that, I stand by that, by the way. For all I care, all of them can die tomorrow. That was a death threat, apparently. That's a death threat. That's me wishing death on them. That's me hoping they kill themselves. Because it's just whatever you want it to be. Words don't matter anymore. They don't have to mean anything. Whatever you say is just, it's like, if those people all died tomorrow, my life would be as good or better. That's it. It wouldn't get worse. It definitely would. I would have no lost goodness in my life if all of them collectively died. There would be no problem for me. I mean, I'm sure their families would be sad. Some of them anyway. Ron's ex might not have to be afraid of him anymore, but that's just a fact statement. It's not a threat. Was that fat even part of the fat you were talking about at that moment? No. But again, words don't matter. Words don't matter. You just make up whatever you have to say, and or whatever you want the person to have said, and you just ascribe it to them. It's great. It's great. And remember that all these people, this is still baffling to me. There is one well-documented abuser in the entire Vic saga. There's one really well documented abuser, and there's one actually self-admitted and pretty gross documented abuser too. There's, well, no, two of them. Okay, so we've got Ron Toye, right? The obvious documented in court documents abuser. We know that. Then we've got Shane, who alluded to very, very suspicious acts that he suggested would not be okay today, were not even okay then, and may not have been legal. That's what he said on this show. I didn't put that in his mouth. That's what he said about his own actions at conventions. So I put him in the marginally documented abuser. And then when you go read his responses on Kiwi Farms, I put him up there as well. And then Emmett Plant. Emmett Plant, who was after some fat's underwear on Discord and talks about how he has a crass way of speaking with women because he's a writer and that makes it okay. I guess he didn't learn from the who was that comic book writer that did the same thing, and that guy got canceled. But the documented abusers are on that side. It's amazing. But I said an F slur once. Well, to be fair, it was about 5 times. It was about 5 times. But I've said that way more than 5 times in my life. Never to a gay person. That's the interesting thing about that. I've never actually called a gay person the F slur. I don't know what that says about me. So anyway, man, if they would have, I don't know how these people made it through high school. MofoQ Locals does have a donate mechanism, but the thing is, like, even if my Streamlabs is dead, I could just make another. I may already have another Streamlabs. Like, I mean, it's okay, I guess. But anyway, I'm honestly not that worried about it. I'll figure it out. It doesn't, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, I'm pulling up the thing, and then I got super chats to do. Where is it? Here we go. What? Open. Okay, here we go. We're going to have to figure out this lawsuit together because already it doesn't seem to make a ton of sense. I mean, from the caption, it doesn't make sense. So we'll do that. Let's start with the chats, and then we'll get to that. Oh, and YouTube's doing the purge again, I think, on accounts. That's fun. Because I lost, I think it was 130 subscribers in the same minute today when nothing happened. It was just this is how YouTube does their purges every couple months. So that's fun. Warren Ellis was the comic guy. Yeah. There you go. All right, here we go. Why do they bother? I don't know. They say they're removing bots or whatever, but they always end up getting other people in the purge. So it's whatever their AI is for figuring out the bots. It's not that great, but they think it's good because they always tell you that they don't do it. So but I mention it only just so people know YouTube's doing this. check your subscriptions, check the people you watch, and make sure you're still subscribed to them. Because they tend to do it for like a week at a time. It's like every day, like blam, 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 blam. And then everything's fine. So it's very weird. Hey, what's up, Carl? Oh, man, I saw your, I got to make a post and link your video. I saw your video on Billy Mitchell, and the other guy, the weirdo dragster guy. And it's excellent. Your video is phenomenally done. I was just like, man, I don't have anything to add to this. This is great. Great video on Billy and the dragster guy. Billy suing that guy, like, man. It's he's digging a hole. He's digging a hole. But yeah, I just wanted to say, man, good job on that video. Very cool. And it looked very thorough, very well done. As all of your videos are. Okay, look, listen here, professional streamer with like a plan and like good pacing and editing. Yeah. Okay, Mister, I've got a cool accent or whatever. Okay. Anyway, Wolfgang Deo says, even with 30 more minutes, you managed to be late. I was early. Phoenix Orem says, hey, Nick, can you bring up the image I sent you on Discord? The world needs to see Drex as a Battletoad. On that topic, I'm on my way to deliver my first baby. I'll super chat the gender if you're still running. Godspeed. Wait, what do you mean deliver your first baby? Like your baby? Or like your wife's baby? Or like you're a doctor or something who delivers babies? Like what is this? What does that even mean? Okay, yeah, I got to pull up this image real quick though. They do have This is definitely Drex as a Battletoad. That's a real thing that's going on. I don't think you even can be ready for this picture. I was not prepared. Here we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, it's great. Oh, that's great. Oh, you're an EMT. Oh, get that baby out. Get that baby out. Oh, I'm dying at this picture. It's got a Kangol on. What is this? Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Okay, that was fantastic. Wolfgang Deo says, impromptu gay stream. Better have movie night tonight. We'll see. We'll see what we do after this. Automata says, early for a late stream. You're not tricking me. Yeah. I was early for the late stream. Chris French says, my damn power is out. Oh, dude, that sucks. That sucks. Hey, Attorney Tom, what's up, buddy? What did you walk into? Don't worry. It's a disaster every single day. Excalibur says, I still very much remember your salty remarks towards 3090 owners yesterday. The first step to ensuring you won't get one is hating the folks who do instead of getting one. 3090 gang. I can't even address that chat properly. It'll get misconstrued. Long Reach Jones says, hey, Nick, have you done any coverage of the Sullivan Descent? Ta versus Global Witness Publishing? Or have any recommendations for a law tuber who has? Not Legal Feeble, though. Looking for useful opinions, not Indochinos. No, I have not. I don't know if Uncivil Law, Nate the Lawyer, or Viva has covered it. Any of them. I don't know if Attorney Tom has covered it. I haven't heard of the case. Ta versus Global Witness Publishing, and specifically the Sullivan Descent. The Sullivan from the, from whatchamacallit, from Flynn's case? Is that what you're talking about? Or is this like an old case? Ta versus Global. Oh, God. Let's see. Wait, I have looked at this. I mean, I've clicked on it at least. Silberman. It was Silberman, not Sullivan. Yeah, I covered it. God, I wish I remembered what video it was. Sullivan being New York Times versus Sullivan. But yeah, it was Silberman who did the defense. It was yeah. Okay. I covered it. I don't know what video it was though. I think it was a live stream, so Jesus. I don't even know how to find it, but it was great. It was a great dissent. It was about how the news has become basically the media has become a propaganda arm of a political party, and that New York Times versus Sullivan is part of the issue with that, because they're creating a protected class to say whatever they want, and that isn't freedom of speech either. Viden the cold one. Why would I get a better keyboard? This keyboard is great. It's easy. It doesn't need anything. Doesn't need a cord. It's solar powered. It's perfect. Yeah, that was a DC judge. All right, Literal Gamer says, my weight loss journey continues. I have lost a total of 34 pounds in roughly 3 months. I've gone from 288 to 254. My goal is to get to below 200 just to start. Awesome. Get it. Work on not being fat. Everybody needs to. Me too. I think Dick said it right. Everyone should lose 20 pounds. You super chatted the gender you're going to shower. This man's like, hold on, I got to get this baby out. Goes and gets a baby out, comes back. Yeah, I got the baby out. Now I'm going to go wash off. Can you imagine his bloody thumbs texting all over his phone? Blaine20 says, so late and so gay. Gay. I don't know what tune that's supposed to be. Jason Alator says, so the return of EVS versus the Master Pegger. Oh, yeah. This is going to be a story about a Peggy. Mr. Bentham says, have you tried blowing on the cartridge to get your Streamlabs back up? Try turning the servers on and off again. I'm just like, I just found the dodging from their from the premium support to be weird. I'm like, just tell me that you canceled it. That's fine. That's why I'm curious if they did, or if it's actually just a tech issue. Austin Heartless says, here's some money for talking about Monica Rial. No! Oh, you're perpetuating it. Now I have to do it more. Timothy Reaper says, have you seen the new addition to the Wagey Cagey line? It's called the Sad Box. Are your worker drones losing their will to live? Put them in the Sad Box to recharge those batteries. Check at Daniel Zamora V on Twitter for the vid. What is that? Is this in Cuck Simulator? Or is this something completely different? Did you guys see Biden say that little girl looked like a 17-year-old or whatever? That was... There's a sandbox. Where's the sandbox thing? Oh, God. Here it is. This is the upgraded wage cage. Whoa. Apparently I have it muted.
Amazon. I wanted to provide a place that's quiet that people could go and focus on their mental and emotional well-being. The Zen booth is an interactive kiosk where you can navigate through a library of mental health and mindful practices to recharge that internal battery.
You're having a bad day. Get in the box. Get your ass in the box. You get in the sad box and you sit there and you watch those stupid videos. If you come out, you get back to work. If you don't come out, the cleanup crew will be in a minute. Did you see? That looked like, is it the TARDIS or whatever that is like, it's a phone booth, but it's huge on the inside? Like, look at how much bigger it is.
Provide a place
get in there.
Quiet that people could go and focus on their mental and emotional well-being.
It looks a lot bigger inside than it does outside. Maybe it's the wide angle lens.
The Zen booth is an interactive kiosk where
Like that thing doesn't even look big enough for a desk.
you can navigate through a library of mental
Do you see how happy she looks? Look at how happy she looks to be in there. Okay, thank you. Thank you to Timothy Reaper for sharing that. Alba A says, for your coming out party. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I expect tons of applause for my bravery coming out. Matt Fields says, sounds like Faye got BS ops to me. I've never met you either, but I can trust you because you're not fat or have ogre windmill arms. Phoenix Orm says, it's a girl. Mom and dad are okay. Baby is healthy. I hate pool births. Godspeed. I'm going to shower. Yeah, man. Oh. Trent Michaels, I think companies should care about workers' mental health too. I can't imagine that it's positive for your mental health for them to say, oh, you're having a bad day? Get in the box. Get in the box. Get in the box. Oh, guys, I got to tell you about this phone call I got today. And it's, I don't have permission to share it, but it was just such a good phone call. I don't think the person, if they see this, I don't think they'll mind. But I'm not going to use any names or anything other than mine. I'll be the only one. So I get a phone call today. And I'm hanging out, you know, I'm on the way out the door. And I get this phone call. And person says, I'm like, hello? Says, hey. Hi. Just calling to apologize. I had a bad day at work. Okay. So yeah. Just want to let you know. All right. He's like, yeah. So just wanted to say it. Had a bad day. Need to let you know. I'm sorry about it. And I'm like, cool, man. Who are you? And it says, this is so-and-so. And I'm like, okay. It's like, so yeah, I just wanted to tell you, I'm sorry. I had a bad day. That's great. He's like, isn't this Nick? Yeah. And I'm like, but I don't know you. He's like, this is Nick from construction, right? No. I'm Nick. I'm a lawyer. And he goes, oh, wait a minute. I know who you are. You're the guy I watch on YouTube. Yeah, you're awesome. This is great. I can't believe I'm talking to you. And I'm like, sure, buddy. What is happening? And turns out he must know somebody through his job who is also named Nick that he was trying to call, and he ended up calling me. And so it's this weird misunderstanding. But I'm like, it was the most cryptic, confusing phone call at first, because especially when he's like, wait, isn't this Nick? And I'm like, oh yeah. Who are you? Did you make me a sandwich today? I don't think so. But no, it was really nice. It was a really nice call at the end of the day. I hope the guy ends up having a good day, because it sounded at first like he wasn't having a great day. How do you have your number? My number's on, my business line is on, it's on Google. So I imagine, if I had to guess, that maybe I was put in as Nick in a contact, and he just like fat fingered the wrong Nick. And so that's why I got a call as opposed to the other Nick. Don't know. But anyway, I hope to the guy who called me, if you happen to see this, hope you had a good day. Hope it got better, because it sounded like at first it was a little rough. But why did he have it, though? I don't know. People call me from the show, like about the show all the time. They say, they have an idea for something, or they're looking for a referral, or they just want to say, hey, I like your stuff. I get a bunch of phone calls like that all the time. So I don't know why he would have looked up my number, but for whatever reason he did. It's fine. He may get like 1,400 phone calls tomorrow. Yeah, that's kind of like a lot of days, man. I just don't answer most of them. You just tell this gaggle of degenerates how to find a contact number? It's the same phone. The business phone number has been on. I still have a law office. It's just in my house now. So but I usually don't answer. But I just happened. He was like, oh, okay. I've got 1 second. I'll pick this up. I was trying to make sure it wasn't someone I knew. But yeah. So for whatever reason, it just worked out. Okay. That is the existing super chats for the big ones anyway. And we'll get to the rest of them a little bit later, as is usual. Let's take a peek. Let's take a gander at this lawsuit. We get it. You're a lawyer. Jeez. Oh, God. Would that I were anything else in life. So this is John T. Lamont and Preston Poulter as plaintiff, not as plaintiffs. So there's just one plaintiff, versus Dean Asaf, a.k.a. DA Talk, Victoria Kundert, a.k.a. Vickyverse, and Ethan Van Sciver. Defendants. This is an original complaint. It is in federal court for the Northern District of Texas, Dallas Division. To the Honorable Judge of said court, comes now Preston Poulter and John Lamont and files their original complaint and request for injunction, would show unto the court the following. I don't know, that there's something missing in there, some words. Parties. Plaintiff Preston Poulter is a citizen and resident of Texas. So they're bringing this in Northern District of Texas, Dallas Division. So let's find out how they're going to convince Texas to have jurisdiction over DA Talks, Vickyverse, and Ethan Van Sciver. We've already got an issue. Because I know Ethan's in New Jersey. I don't know where these two are. I'm assuming we're going to find out, but it can't be Texas. It can't be in Texas because Preston is in Texas, and that would defeat diversity jurisdiction. So we're going to have some interesting claims. Plaintiff is John T. Lamont, is a citizen and resident of Florida. Phoenix Orem says the midwife was in the pool. We're on hand just in case the baby goes into distress. Is your best Drex impression? In your best Drex impression, can you say, these damn tadpoles? I'm going to bed. Godspeed. Hey, Godspeed to you, buddy. Keep delivering babies for people. That's cool. That's a cool thing to do. Yeah. So back to this thing. Defendant DA Talks is a citizen resident of California who may be served at his address. Defendant Victoria is a citizen resident of New Mexico, her address, and Ethan Van Sciver, his address. blah, 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 blah. So, diversity, jurisdiction, and venue. This court has diversity jurisdiction over this civil action pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1332 because plaintiff Preston Poulter and plaintiff John T. Lamont are citizens of a different state than defendants, and the amount in controversy exceeds the sum or value of $75,000 exclusive of interest and costs. I mean, I'm curious what they could have done to cause $75,000 worth of damage, but we'll have to see that. Rhino says, I'm excited because some people are saying this is among the worst written legal documents they've come across on all the farms. I look forward to your legal analysis of this doc. Bad Vibe says, wait, is this the same pressed in Peggy Poulter? Yeah. That's them. Venue in this court is proper pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1391, as it is the district where a substantial part of the events or omissions giving rise to the claim occurred. Defendants' defamatory statements specifically that targeted the plaintiffs where they reside and are located and intended that the defamatory statements would damage their reputations locally and nationally in their professions. Okay. Where's the jurisdiction over each defendant? And how are you going to show? We'll have to see if they do this. So for diversity jurisdiction, if you don't remember, you have to have total diversity between plaintiffs and defendants, which they seem to have here. Remains to be seen, because if there's some diversity or some jurisdictional shenanigans, we won't know. But we won't know right away until it's argued. But that remains to be seen. They'll have to show how they targeted them where they reside. Because you can't just target someone where they reside by making a statement about them on the internet. We've seen this over and over and over and over again. And it goes back well before the internet. It goes back to the publication of magazines. And just speaking into the void or the wind or the ether does not target someone where they live just because that person happens to be where they are. So like, if I say, for example, that someone that some person is a sex offender, right? Say this person's a convicted sex offender, and they're not. But I say it to harm their reputation. But I'm saying it in Minnesota, just out into the void, and they're in like Indiana. That doesn't put me under Indiana's jurisdiction just because it might harm them in Indiana. And just because my show might be watched by someone in Indiana, it doesn't do it either. You have to show how I'm directing it to Indiana. Like, did I take out an ad in Indiana with the YouTube link for them to see? Like, what did I do to enter the forum state? And in this case, they have to show what these guys did to enter Texas. That's going to be tough. Factual allegations. John T. Lamont is a writer and illustrator of gothic and fantasy comics that are primarily released through the internet and dedicated community chat rooms and YouTube channel. Isn't this the guy who said a bunch of stuff about Lolly? Isn't this the guy who's like, he had a Lolly server or something? Is that what this is about? Preston Poulter is a publisher, producer, writer, and illustrator of gothic and fantasy comics, and also hosts a web presence called comicsgate, and hosts a show on YouTube channel, an interactive community that promotes and discusses comics and their authors. Optical Illusions Studios released hashtag The Demonatrix, a Days 3D comic series that premiered on March 1st, 2021, was written and illustrated by plaintiff John T. Lamont. Preston Poulter promoted the Demonatrix comic and placed it in the comicsgate umbrella of recognized comics. Did he, though? Did he do that? That's... okay. The storyline of the Demonatrix is fictional. No kidding. Once the comic series was posted in a CGDG stream, beginning March 1, 2021, defendants Asif and Kundert made statements regarding the comic, its content, and made directly and through innuendo defamatory statements about the author John T. Lamont. Okay, well, this is conclusory because it doesn't say anything about the statement being defamatory other than that it is. In particular, Dean Asif blatantly accused John T. Lamont of being a pedophile, of sharing and participating in Lolicon. How does one participate in Lolicon? How do you... Let's see. A Japanese term derived from the English phrase Lolita complex. Lolicon describes a fascination with cartoons of very young-looking girls engaged in varying degrees of erotic behavior. The word can be used to describe both the genre and its aficionados. Okay. I don't know. Is participating in Lolicon trying to have sex with a piece of paper? Is that what that is? Is that how you participate in that? With others on the internet, and that let's see. And that John T. Lamont was a diseased person. Well, depending on how into lolly he is, who should be ostracized from society and or be shot. That's not defamatory. That's just an opinion. Among other statements, defendant Dean Asif, a.k.a. D.A. Talk, it's D.A. Talks, right? Made the following defamatory statements about Mr. Lamont on a public platform to Victoria C. Kundert, a.k.a. Vickyverse. 3D depictions of little girls having sex shows the guy is a pedophilic. Okay. Here, I'll say it too. 3D depictions of little girls having sex shows the guy is a pedophilic. I don't know exactly what a pedophilic is. I don't know if it is pedophilic or is a pedophile is how you would normally say it. But yeah, I'm okay. That's an opinion. Got it. Also might be a true statement. The guy is making FB pedophilic comics. The guy is making FB pedophilic comics. Is that even a sentence? Pedophilic. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for pointing out. I'm giving them, I think I'm giving it too much. This is a foot thing. This isn't about lolly. This is pedophilic. So I guess 3D depictions of little girls means you like feet a lot? Is that what this is? But what is the F? The guy is making blank B pedophilic comments. So now they're pedophilic. Is the B just a typo? You got to put a sick in there if that's not supposed to be. If that was in there but shouldn't be, like, that doesn't make any sense. Lolly in 3D renders it to be pedophilic. Okay. How is this a defamatory statement? For one, that's talking about lolly. He is a disease-minded F person, so I guess that's fucking person, who should be ostracized from society. That's an opinion. John Lamont is a pedophile. John Lamont is attracted to drawings of children. You gonna go in there and be like, no, I'm not. John Lamont is a pedophile. They should be shot. So, is that a false statement of fact about being shot? Like, that seems, again, these are pretty strong opinion statements. Now, I will give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit and say that I do think calling someone a pedophile can actually be defamatory. I don't think it's just an opinion. I think a lot of times it is an opinion, but I do think it also can be defamatory. Does this make it? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Now, I don't know if the Texas court is going to agree with them on that. But that being said, I do think there is a spot where calling someone a pedophile crosses the line into defamation. If you're making clear that you're making a very specific statement about them and you're implying that they have sex with children, or directly stating maybe, but you need something to cement that claim. I still don't understand why there's a B here. Again, on April 12th, 2021, defendant Dean Asaf, a.k.a. DA Talks. Is DA Talk or DA Talks? Made statements to Big Daddy on a public platform. In his statements, Dean Asaf, you could just... You don't have to do AKA for each one. Like, the defendant is Dean Asaf. You could just say Dean Asaf. You could even just say Dean or Mr. Asaf or DA Talks. You could just pick one of them and just use it consistently, and the judge will know. Repeated his prior defamatory statements that accused Mr. Lamont of being a pedophile, and his comic is a pedophile comic. So wait, does his comic want to have sex with kids? Defendant Asif further stated that he should be shamed and not normalized. Okay. Defendant Vickyverse, endorsed, adopted, and republished the above statements made by DA Talks, and on the same public platform made the following defamatory statements. There were attributed to John Lamont. I guess it's supposed to be that. Created woman that looked like they were underage. Wait. Made the following defamatory statements that were attributed to John Lamont. So John Lamont made the statement? Who made the statement? Is Vicky repeating John's statements? I think they mean that were about John Lamont. Created woman that looked like they were underage. A woman that looks like you would go to jail for F. Fiddling. It's lolly in 3D reflection. Just because lolly is legal, it doesn't mean it's not child porn. A double negative. No. Now we found the crime. Book him. Get him out. Vicky's done. They had to. Why do you have to point out it's a double negative? They know. Just because lolly is legal, it doesn't mean it not child porn. Okay? Women that are created young enough to look like they're younger age. Or they're underage. All right. Very good. On April 25th, 2021, defendant Ethan Van Sciver joined DA Talks and Vickyverse on the DA Talks YouTube channel and stated that wanted to obtain the comicsgate trademark and would protect the trademark by preventing Preston Poulter from publishing child pornography. In discussing Ethan Van Sciver's trademark dispute with Preston Poulter, defendant Ethan said, "In order to have a trademark, you have to protect it. I will not allow it to be put on child pornography by Preston Poulter." On April 26th, on the DA Talks YouTube channel, defendant Ethan Van Sciver repeated his accusation that Preston Poulter was a child pornographer. No, that's not actually what he said at all. That's not even close. He said he would not allow you to put the trademark on child pornography. That doesn't mean that you're a child pornographer at all. Defendant Ethan stated, "I don't want Preston to make child pornography and put comicsgate on it." Defendants Dean and Vickyverse endorsed, agreed, adopted, and republished Ethan Van Sciver's defamatory marks. Did they? Okay, so They endorsed, agreed, adopted, and republished. So after Ethan said, I don't want Preston to make child pornography and put comicsgate on it, Dean then said, I don't want Preston to make child pornography and put comicsgate on it. And Vickyverse also said, I don't want Preston to make child pornography and put comicsgate on it. Because that would be the republication that would be done. You have to, if you're republishing a statement, you have to remake the statement. Ethan Van Sciver and Preston Poehler, it's your own name there, homie, have a previous issue over the comicsgate trademark that Ethan Van Sciver claims is no longer of interest to him, but he made statements on the DA Talks YouTube channel that he would do whatever he had to do to interfere with Mr. Poulter's comic business. Defendant Dean and Vickyverse accused Preston of knowingly promoting and supporting John T. Lamont, despite his alleged knowledge that John T. Lamont was a pedophile. You did knowingly promote and support it, that was at the beginning of the document. In addition, by innuendo, they ascribed the same alleged deviant behavior of John T. Lamont to Preston Poulter because as owner of comicsgate and his dedicated Discord server, he actively defended Lamont, promoted Lamont, participated and hosted ongoing exchanges between participants of Lolicon through comicsgate and thus shared an interest in underage girls having sex as allegedly represented in John T. Lamont's The Dominatrix comic. Okay. I mean, I guess. This is so clunkily written. Defendant Dean and Vickyverse accused Preston Poulter of knowingly promoting and supporting John T. Lamont as a known pedophile and child pornographer. Do you have a quote on that? You have other quotes. Do you have a quote on that one? They further accused Preston Poulter of also being a pedophile because he shared and actively participated in Lolicon. Well, then they're consistent in their opinions, I guess. In addition, by innuendo, they ascribed the same alleged deviant behavior of Lamont to Poulter because as promoter of comicsgate and his dedicated Discord server, you already wrote that right there. You just wrote the same thing. I hate when people do that. You don't have to say the same thing in two paragraphs. May 2nd, DA Talks and Vickyverse repeated their defamatory statements regarding John Lamont and Preston Poulter. Dean and Vickyverse intentionally repeated the defamatory statements and defied plaintiffs to seek remedies. You didn't need to say they repeated it because you just said they repeated it. Okay, defamation, slander per se, cyber libel. All right. Cyber libel. It's a new, improved libel. It's faster than the other libel. It's got harder bones than the other libel. It still has organic parts, but it's supplemented by machine. A lawyer did not write this, Fallout Zone. You're lying. You're lying to me. Defendant's statements are defamatory per se under common law. Defendant's statements constitute the invasion of a plaintiff's interest in their reputation and good name and denigrate plaintiffs in their occupation. Defendants have accused plaintiffs of pedophilia, deviant behavior, and participants in Lolicon. The statements are unprivileged, false statements of fact that harm the reputation of John Lamont. What's the fact statement? The statements constitute cyber slander and libel. Defamatory statements were written and spoken on a website and or defamation that is spoken such as through a transcribed video, podcast, YouTube, Discord server, or audio file. The statements were designed to reach third parties and to target the plaintiffs in their homes and cause damage and financial harm to them in their homes and beyond. How? This is conclusory. How did they do it? How? You have to write down how. Federal pleading standards are not that difficult. You just have to say how they did it. But you have to, though. Again, conclusory statements are to be disregarded. It's a legal conclusion that they did this for the purpose of targeting them in their homes. You have to show how they targeted them in their homes. Defendants made, recorded, and posted the comments as alleged in preceding incorporated paragraphs with negligence and malice. Okay. They knew the statements were false and acted with reckless disregard of the truth. There you go. I mean, they said it. They said it, so it must be real, I guess. They said negligence and malice. Bam. Done. Nail in the coffin. I mean, certainly you wouldn't have to show how they were negligent or malicious. They were defamatory per se. These defamatory statements constitute defamation per se because they pertain to John T. Lamont's profession as a writer and illustrator of comic books. How did they defame him in his profession, though? These defamatory statements constitute defamation per se because they pertain to plaintiff Preston Poulter's occupation as owner of comicsgate, its associated YouTube channel and Discord server. Also, the statements are libel per se because they impute sexual misconduct and criminal conduct. Why are you trying to make a distinction between defamatory and libel per se at all? But did they impute sexual misconduct? Did they say he had sex with kids? They even said Lolly wasn't illegal. A tweet would be libel. It's written down. It's not spoken. These defamatory statements constitute statutory libel and statutory slander because they tend to injure the reputation of the plaintiff and expose the plaintiff to public hatred, contempt, ridicule, tend to expose what statute? And tend to impeach the plaintiff's honesty, integrity, virtue, or reputation, exposing the plaintiff to public hatred and ridicule. What statute? Did they just write statutory thinking that's a word that you say? Like it's... What statute? There aren't a lot of... I mean, I don't even know what they're saying. Defendant's statements were defamatory per se, and thus no proof of actual damages is required. And damages are presumed because the statements injured plaintiffs in their occupation, reputation, impute that's... You've got a problem here. You're still under federal diversity jurisdiction. You have to allege the damages of at least $75,000. You just have to allege it. And how? Statements were published. What are these subheadings? Defendants published the statements because they were made over the internet and communicated to third parties who are/were capable of understanding their defamatory meaning, and moreover, in such a way that the person did in fact understand defamatory meaning. Okay, so this is correct. They are published, so that's good. Defendants published the defamatory statements on at least March 1st, April 12th, April 25th, and 26th, and May 2nd. On a YouTube channel, in a chat room, on a Discord server, and online. It's like a green eggs and ham book for the modern day that can be accessed by the general public and other persons who visit the internet. Hello, I would like to pay the internet one visit today. Statements referred to plaintiffs Preston Poulter and John T. Lamont. So they're setting up the elements, right? So they published the statement. The defendants published them. They made the statements, and they were understood to refer to plaintiffs. Those who viewed or saw the statements knew that the plaintiffs was the object of the defamatory statements because they referred to them by name. So they're published about someone. Were false. Defamatory statements set forth above are false. Truth is that plaintiffs are not in any manner a pedophile or of a fixation for young girls. Methinks the lady doth protest too much. They are men in a creative business who merely use their imagination to create fantasy comic book stories that are illustrated and happen to be illustrated about young girls in sexual situations. Imagine having to write this down. It's like, no, I mean, they're not into lolly. They're just guys who are creative or drawing lolly. Like, all right. It's almost whiskey time. Statements were not privileged. Defendant's publication of the defamatory statements was not privileged. It'd be were. Because the defendant published the defamatory statements with knowledge that they were false or with substantial grounds for knowing that they might be false, and with reckless disregard to whether they were true or false. Defendants had the ability to ascertain the truth and chose not to do so in order to enhance their particular views and websites. So, somebody red pill me on this. Is there lolly pictures in this book? Are there pictures of like questionably aged girl characters in this book? Mr. Dong says yes. Dominic says no. Sauce says, oh yeah. Nacho Kitty says no. Sheepsidian says no. Saint Umu says probably not. Kidda says, look at the cover. It's on the cover. What's it called? It's called Demonatrix. Oh, I'm... don't... If you're naming a book, okay, Google the name of your book. This is a marketing tip for everybody out there. Google the name of your book. If you Google Demonatrix and it comes up with a show called Charmed that has a section on it, your marketing is going to fail. Your marketing is going to fail. You're going to be blown out by, like, unless you're planning on your book to outdo Charmed, which is a major television show, you're not going to win. Oh, there's also a Demonatrix movie. Confessions of a Homicidal Prostitute, Demonatrix 2018. Sounds like a good flick. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can find this fucking comic. Oh, Pocket Jacks. No, this is a stream. I don't want that. Oh, God, I never want to see that. How do I find this? Oh, maybe I type in Lamont. Here we go. The Demonatrix #1 on Kick Track. Canceled by creator. I mean, there's a reasonable suggestion that that looks like a child in the face. To me. Guys, this doesn't look as lolly-ish. Oh, we got the nudie stuff. Okay. Now we're getting more into lolly. All right. Get on the wall. Get on the fucking wall. Get on the goddamn wall. Just get on the wall. So, I mean, look, I'm not in DA Talks' head. I'm not in Vickyverse's head. I cannot determine whether or not what they said they believed, but I think it's reasonable to conclude that someone looking at some of those pictures could suggest that some of those characters are styled after children. I think that is something someone could reasonably conclude. Oh God, I made a mistake. I didn't finish my gin last night. This is gonna be horrible. Sauce says John Lamont said in Discord that he loves Lolly. Whoops. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know if those are false. Like, kind of looks like Lolly, bro. One of the cares was even named Lolita. No, now you're just making shit up. Now you're just making shit up. That is not true. That is not true. Hold on. I don't want to pull that shit up on stream anymore because it's a little bit. Oh, fucking come on. Come on now. Emerald May Riley was a typical 17-year-old growing up with her overbearing evangelical father. While having a sleepover with her best friend Jasmine, she thought it would be fun to read from an ancient occult book. Instead, she summoned the violent and sex-crazed demon Lolita. You know what? You know what? Are you serious? They're going to try and pull this shit? It's in the fucking description. Is Biden writing this? Oh, she looked 19. It's in the... First of all, let's point one thing out here. This was canceled by the creator. Here we go. It had 4 backers. Wall. $26. So, a little bit of a funding issue there. Probably because this sounds like the shittiest story you could come up with. Who took over her body, murdered her father, and sent her friend to the hospital. With the police and the heavenly host quick to track her down, Lolita leaves Emerald's body behind to take the rap and embark on a drug and sex-crazed trip through a modern metropolis. The Demonatrix is a dazed adult action adventure comic story featuring 36 beautiful full-color pages. Plus, I partnered with 2 very talented Dazed 3D artists to produce some variant covers. All backers of $5 or more will receive Kickstarter exclusive PDF featuring all 6 variant covers as an added bonus. 11 by 17 virgin metal prints are each on the... It even says virgin... That's a joke. Hold on. Let me see what the other things say about this. Okay, so I want to point something out. So remember, Emmy Riley is 17, right? This is the reimagining of Emmy Riley. This girl's supposed to be 17. So her cover here, Emmy Riley and the demon engaged in a, like, in the Lolita demon, kind of, I don't know. I think it's reasonable for people to suggest, to come to the conclusion that this person might like some lolly. I think it's reasonable. That's just Why does she have the face of a 5-year-old? Think before you sleep. That's a good question, isn't it? It's one that a therapist needs to ask. It's okay. Plaintiffs enjoyed good reputation prior to statement. I'm sorry. Prior to the defendant's defamatory remarks, the plaintiffs enjoyed good reputations. Plaintiff John T. Lamont's work has been well received by viewers and his colleagues. He has written, illustrated, and or published many comics in the past that has been well received. Have. How well received? Because this one wasn't. Plaintiff Preston Poulter is also a writer and illustrator, but his primary profession is as the owner of comicsgate. It's got to be a sad profession from his perspective, like to own whatever level of comicsgate he claims, which is an organized movement to promote quality in the comic book industry. He enjoyed an excellent reputation in the comic book industry. I mean, I don't know if that's true, Peggy. Come on now. You're going to lie? You're going to introduce reputational evidence yourself. All right, so you typically don't get to bring up someone's reputation, right? But if they make the reputation an issue, you get to offer contradictory evidence. I happen to know of a certain streamer who did a whole video, a long live stream about Preston's reputation. So, I mean, there's evidence out there of people who don't think he has that great of a reputation, both in his professionalism and in his kinking. Statutory libel. Defendant's statements tend to injure. Oh, at least they have the statute here. Tend to injure reputations and expose them to public hatred and ridicule, financial injury with a capital I, and impeach their integrity, virtue, and reputation. Statements were reasonably calculated to injure plaintiffs' reputations and expose them to public hatred and ridicule, financial injury, and impeach their integrity, virtue, and reputation. You know what I'm not quite understanding? Why these plaintiffs are joined in the action here. Because the statements about Preston and the statements about Lamont are separate issues. Like they're separate statements. It's not a statement that these two did this. So I'm not positive why Lamont is joined to Preston's actions. I mean, just because they came from the same video, I don't think that necessarily raises a nexus of relationship between the parties that we have joinder issues here. Each of these parties should be filing their own lawsuits. They're differently damaged. They have to be. They're not jointly and severally damaged. Rhino says, while we're here, Ethan Van Sciver was granted plurality ownership of the Comicsgate label. Pezzy Sue has been taking L's, among other things, up the ass for a long time. There you go. All right, plaintiffs' general damages. Plaintiffs' general damages. Remember, there are two plaintiffs, and they're going to have generalized damages that are commingled. As a direct and proximate result of the defendants' false and defamatory statements, the plaintiffs have endured shame, embarrassment, humiliation, and mental pain and anguish. Good. They just looking at the art and the storyline, they should. Additionally, the plaintiffs have and will in the future be seriously injured in their reputation, good name, standing in the community, and will be exposed to hatred, contempt, and ridicule of the public in general, as well in their business pursuit. Consequently, the plaintiffs seek actual damages in a sum within the jurisdictional limits of the court. Just say in excess of $75,000. But there's going to be more to that in a minute. As a direct and proximate result of defendant's publication of the defamatory statements, the plaintiff, so now it's just one plaintiff, has suffered the following special damages: loss of revenue for downloads and subscription to the comic. You're going to go off of speculative revenue from your $26 crowdfunder with 4 supporters? His goal, like, not to beat a dead horse here, but his goal was $1,500. They're alleging $75,000 of damage. The fundraising goal that they set was $1,500, and they made it to $26. Now, the courts will generally take the word of the plaintiff on the damage statement unless it doesn't make any sense. Unless it doesn't make any sense. And we're going to see this in a moment. This plaintiff seeks to recover. Oh, wait. Plaintiff has suffered the following special damages: loss of revenue for downloads and subscriptions, loss of future sales, and non-economic damages in the form of mental anguish. The plaintiff seeks to recover special damages in a sum within the jurisdictional limits of the court. So wait, but you should have compensatory damages from the loss of downloads and subscriptions. These aren't special damages. These are compensatory damages. Special damages are laid out in statute and are granted on a finding of malice in a non-public figure case. Gummy. Who's suing who? Preston Poulter, the guy who got pegged by his wife and put it up on Pornhub and then got mad that people talked about it. He and a guy named Mark Lamont. Is it Mark Lamont? Or is it just Lamont? Whatever. Last name is Lamont. They are suing Ethan Van Sciver, Vickyverse, and DA Talks for saying mean words to them on the internet. Or about them. Okay, loss of future sales and non-economic exemplary damages. Okay. As a direct and proximate result of publication of the defamatory statements, plaintiff's reputation it's 2 of them have been severely injured. Have. Plaintiff says, you got the apostrophe right. You're a step above Landau, but you can't get your 2B verbs correct. Plaintiffs are entitled to exemplary damages from defendants because they acted with the malice required to support an award of exemplary damages. You haven't shown that anywhere. Defendants acted with a specific intent to cause injury to plaintiffs because they deliberately and maliciously called him out as a pedophile. Wait! Wording. Oh, John Lamont. I'm thinking of Mark Lamont Hill. That guy. That's why I was thinking Mark Lamont. It's Mark Lamont Hill. We talked about Mark Lamont Hill yesterday on yesterday's show because he tried to corner Christopher Rufo on the interview. That's why. But do you guys see what just happened here? This is why wording is very, very important. They didn't deliberately and maliciously call him a pedophile. They called him out as a pedophile. So if I call someone a pedophile, that's me calling them a pedophile. If I call them out as a pedophile, I'm exposing their pedophilia to the world. This is terribly done. What are you doing? And published the derogatory statements accusing him of being a pedophile so that it would inflict severe damage to his reputation, business, and finances. Always use an Oxford comma in a legal document. I don't care what you do outside of your legal documents. Always use an Oxford comma within. Albino Husky says, a member of my online veteran community did self-isekai. If you could please offer a moment of respect for the 22 veterans a day that we lose. I hope his family can find the strength to keep going without him till Valhalla. Oh, that sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. Let me get a shot for his family. Some Rittenhouse rye. Look, again, I don't care what you do with Oxford commas outside of a legal document, but inside of a legal document, leave nothing to ambiguity. But which let's do this. Which plaintiff is this about? Both plaintiffs getting exemplary damages because it has both plaintiffs' reputation, then plaintiffs are, but then it's just about the one being called out as a pedophile and accusing him of being a pedophile. So it's his reputation, business, and finances, not there. This is why, like, these are not joined parties. They're not joined parties here. And if they wanted to join the claims as parties, maybe they should have sued as comicsgate or something. I think they might have a problem with that. Or as Preston's Comic Company, and then, mention that they were making fun of agents or whatever. I don't know. Probably should have just broken it up into two suits. Carla Vegas, that's awesome. Congrats. Jury demand plaintiffs Preston Poulter and John T. Lamont hereby assert their rights under the 7th Amendment to the United States Constitution and demand, in accordance with Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 38, a trial by jury on all the issues. This one, I go for a bench trial. Look, on this one, I go for a bench trial. I actually don't want to tell a jury in North Texas about how my little red, naked, betitted demon child is named Lolita, is actually a 5,000-year-old succubus who comes to engage in sexual congress with a 17-year-old girl. I don't want to explain to them how that's a good thing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do that. That's weird. Your Honor, I'd like to introduce Exhibit A to the court. Can you describe it, sir? Yeah, it's a picture from the comic of a demon child named Lolita who is completely nude, tonguing the ear of an also underaged 17-year-old who's the subject of the comic. I'd like to introduce that into evidence, Your Honor. A Lolita sex demon that looks like a child who is naked with the tongue in the ear of a 17-year-old in a sexually suggestive manner. We'll call it Exhibit A. Is that any objection? No objection? Your Honor, can we like to mark this Exhibit A? Yeah. That's good. Let me open my PowerPoint. Giant picture of like red children tits on the wall for the jury. I'd like to direct the jury to the nipples on this picture, please. Like what do you, why would you do this in front of a jury? This is terrible. Oh, hey Ken, tell her I said hi. Tell her I'm praying for a very speedy recovery for her. Blaine20 says, hey, I just bought a 2013 Infiniti G37. It's a beast. Vroom, vroom. Dude, I loved that car. I thought those are super cool. The little two-door coupes. The G37 was very cool. I wanted one. But I didn't get it back then. Now I need a car that can carry a whole football team. Prayer. Wherefore, premises considered plaintiff's request that defendants be cited to appear and answer. Upon that final trial, plaintiffs have the following. A fucking weird way to word this. Upon final trial judgment, just plaintiffs request judgment on the following issues. Against defendants jointly and severally in a sum in excess of the minimum jurisdiction of this court. Pre-judgment and post-judgment interest. Judgment for exemplary damages against each defendant in a sum determined by the trier of fact. Plaintiff's reasonable and necessary attorney's fees in prosecuting its claims through trial and, if necessary, through appeal. All costs of suit and such other and further relief. The Fine Law Firm. Eric Fine and Vicky Brandt. Really? Wow. This guy graduated law school in 1978. So Vicky Brandt graduated law school in she's got a legal master's degree even. In 2003, 2001, she graduated law school. 2003 with her legal master's. It doesn't say what it's in. I mean, this is a lawsuit. Awig says, does it normally take 2 years to pass the bar? Who took 2 years to pass the bar? But for some people, sure. It depends. That would be if you fail it once or twice, I guess. I mean, this is not a well-written complaint. Aside from the legal issues, right? You've got, and typos are funny. I know they are. The typos are funny, but the real issues here is that, again, they did it. Like the stuff that they're saying that they're not doing, that like they called us, they accused us of distributing lolly. All we were trying to do was distribute lolly. Fine. So he took 2 years. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I've said it before. I'll say it again. And I passed the bar on the first try. I have no bias in this opinion in this way. The bar is not a good indicator of who will be a good lawyer. So that's not your actual indicator of who will be a good lawyer. But so passing or not passing the bar, that doesn't really mean anything. There are good lawyers who failed the bar 2 or 3 times. And then there are bad lawyers who passed it on their first try. So that's it. Chances of a 12B6, very high. Except we've got another document already. There's an order, a sua sponte order. This was filed on 5/23. The court filed an order on 5/25. Let's take a look at it. Federal courts are vested with subject matter jurisdiction over all civil actions arising under the Constitution, laws, or treaties of the United States, or where the case in controversy exceeds $75,000 and is between citizens of different states, or between citizens of a state and citizens or subjects of a foreign state. Federal court has no power to adjudicate claims where subject matter jurisdiction does not exist and consequently must dismiss the action. The court has an obligation to examine its subject matter jurisdiction sua sponte at any time. This is on the court's own motion. Let me tell you what happened right here. They read this. The court, the judge, the clerk, or whatever read this and said, this is garbage. Let's get this out of here. Here's a way. I don't want to waste any time on this. We'll make them prove up something. So subject matter delineations must be policed by the courts on their own initiative, even at the highest level. Subject matter jurisdiction may not be waived. Plaintiffs filed their original complaint in this court. In the complaint, plaintiffs allege this court has subject matter jurisdiction based on diversity of the parties. Party seeking to invoke federal diversity jurisdiction has the burden to prove that the amount in controversy exceeds $75,000. Plaintiffs allege that the total amount in controversy exceeds the sum value of $75,000 exclusive of interest and costs. Actually, I don't think they ever have that statement in there. Let's see. Controversy. Oh, wait, no, it does here. It is here. Okay. So they do have that at least. Got it. So they say it. Okay, I thought the judge just had it in there because everybody says it. There are no other factual allegations regarding the jurisdictional amount in controversy. Bare allegations of jurisdictional facts have been held insufficient to invest a federal court with jurisdiction. Therefore, plaintiff's conclusory allegation that the amount exceeds the sum of $75,000, exclusive of interest and costs, without more is an insufficient jurisdictional allegation. Court also notes that when there are multiple plaintiffs, damage claims generally cannot be aggregated because each plaintiff must individually meet the minimum jurisdictional amount. The allegations regarding both the amount in controversy and citizenship are determinative of whether this court has subject matter jurisdiction or whether this court must dismiss the action. The party seeking the federal forum bears the burden of establishing subject matter jurisdiction. In light of this order, plaintiffs may amend their complaint within 10 days from the date of the order is signed. Failure to properly establish this court's subject matter jurisdiction will result in dismissal without further notice. So they have to each show their $75,000 damages individually. Again, this is a problem with having both of them trying to aggregate the claims together, but the claims aren't aggregable. The claims aren't related to each other. They're separate claims involving separate statements about separate people. So each one of them, so that what they can allege is that the defendants are jointly and severally liable for their damaged reputation. What they can't allege is that the plaintiffs are jointly injured by statements about the other. Because how does me saying John Lamont is a pedophile, how does that harm Preston? It doesn't. And how does me saying Preston likes to publish Lolly because he's a pedophile, how would that harm John Lamont? Neither of these things harm the other. Ross Flack, yes, I know. 18 U.S.C. 22568 states CP includes computer-generated images of minors. However, computer-generated images of identifiable minors is interpreted a little bit differently amongst different courts. But generally speaking, a fictional character is not a minor that is identified. But if you did a CGI image that was true to life of like a young Dakota Fanning, right? When she was 12 or whatever. And you're like, well, it doesn't count as porn because it's Dakota Fanning's image getting banged. That's what they're after there. That's the purpose of that statute. Now, some courts have determined that that I think some people have been convicted of lolly-related stuff. They tend to have either bad representation or plead guilty. That's oddly specific. I had to think of an actress who was under 18 that I could think of the name of. Why so oddly specific? I don't know. Name an under 18 actress. I don't think she's even under 18, but she was in War of the Worlds or whatever. And she was really popular. But anyway, so there you go. There's the lawsuit. It's already in danger on a sua sponte motion by the court. So they have to amend their lawsuit within 10 days? You got 10 days from the date this order is signed, which was May 25th. Oh, shit. They've already lost 3.5 days. Dakota Sky, you better stop it, Squall Shade. You better stop it. You better stop that. Uh How about Chloe Grace Moritz? Yeah, that would be one. I forgot she existed. Was she the chick from Sucker Punch? Was that Chloe? Who was the chick in Sucker Punch? Because I remember everybody like cooming over the Sucker Punch girl. The fuck year was that? It's not the 2003 Sucker Punch. That looked awesome. Not the 2008 Sucker Punch, which also looks awesome, but it must be the 2011 one. 2011 one. Who's the lead actress? Oh, no, that's Emily Browning. Emily Browning. So how old was she? 88. And that was 2008. So she was 20. They just had her looking young. So I guess it was okay for everybody to be into her. What if, by pure coincidence, they made a drawing that looked disturbingly like an actual person when they were a kid? I mean, you'd have to... Let me just suggest that provision is really hard to prosecute on any drawing, including explicit lolly. It's a hard prosecution to do. Where it's easy is computer generated images, right? Like from a hard drive. If someone came up with the clever argument that, no, this isn't a picture, it's a digital reproduction stored on my hard drive, right? Like this is the idea. They round that out and they go, okay, you fucking degenerate. You can't just say because it's stored digitally that it's not a photograph or it's not a reproduction. It's just a digital reproduction. So that's where you're really wanting to scoop stuff up, because a digital reproduction could be the data on a hard drive. It doesn't have to be a printed picture. It doesn't even have to be a displayed picture itself. That's a digital reproduction of a picture. So that's it. They're looking to clean that up. Okay, stop sending me pictures, or stop sending me the names of minors. I don't want to. Really don't want to know. That's what they're trying to get here is heading off these kind of arguments, because they don't want someone to get out of child pornography charges on a technicality that, well, it was only on this hard drive. Prove I have even opened the picture, but they got this big ass hard drive just full of porn. Like, yeah, okay. No, thank you. That's what they're going for there. Although I believe it has been used in prosecutions. The only ones I've ever seen where the prosecution was upheld for a digital image in the United States were guilty pleas. They were guilty pleas to the crime. I have not seen a conviction upheld. And that doesn't mean that they haven't been upheld. I have not seen them in looking for, because they always bring up this statute. Andrew Torba, for example, he's brought up over and over that like anime porn is child porn and stuff like that. And I think, while I think lolly is degenerate, I think largely you've got a lot of First Amendment protection in it. Whether you like it or not, that's just the reality. But Torba has cited the same statute, and I don't think Torba's legal read on that is actually correct. Also, Torba's a weirdo. I mean, just in general, Torba's a weirdo. But can you stop spamming, Brian? You could just ask me one time rather than spamming it like 5. It's okay. I don't care what you say. I just would prefer it if you didn't spam it, because as brilliantly funny as you may find yourself, trust me, it loses its luster on the second post. Everybody's a goddamn comedian. All right. We gotta cover this. We gotta cover a couple more things. Lots of people have retweeted this today. This is from Chrissy Mayer. She says, "Fat girl summer is coming." And as you can see, we have a large individual. Says, and they're replying to Melly Cannon's comment, or he isn't attracted to bigger girls, like how some people aren't attracted to smaller girls. Everyone is entitled to their own preferences. Yeah, that's right. I'm not attracted to bigger girls, for example. They're talking about me, clearly. Clearly talking about me. Here we go. Let's see what she says. I'm sure she's going to have a balanced take on this. This chick hasn't balanced on anything except for a fucking whatchamacallit, way station scale on a highway in years.
Hey, bestie. You're wrong. I think it's time for another adult pre-K lesson. What do you think? All right, turn your listening ears on. Zoopka.
So I'm going to stop it right there for a second. My man Az, heel versus babyface. He did a video today called "Where is the Empathy?" And I'll probably show the video that he didn't show. It's a great video. Az's video is great. Az's. Because about halfway through Az's video, he gets to the point where he says, "You're some random 20-something woman on TikTok with fuck all life experience. Why are you out here lecturing people as if you have any authority to speak into their lives?" He said it with a bigger British accent, right? But he basically says, like, oh, Turbo, you're here? Good. I hope the accommodations are great. Hope the accommodations are great. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. But he goes into it and he's like, TikTok has gotten these people, and it's not that they have an opinion. These people can have opinions all day, but it's always, it's time for you to listen. Time for a lesson. And it's like, this chick can't give lessons of anything outside of a dairy bar. Like, what is this person going to lecture you on? First of all, they look like a disaster. Second of all, they're wearing bright yellow as a pale, fat redhead. Never do that. Third of all, you're on TikTok. Get over yourself. You can have your opinions all day. It's not about having the opinions. It's how you express them. I try to never come at people and say, you have to listen to me on this because I am wise. I'm always trying to present, this is my opinion based on my experience. And this is what I would say to people. If people ask me for an opinion, I'll give it to them. Absolutely. If you ask me what I think about something, I'm going to tell you. Of course, I'm also almost 40. So just by merit of living longer than these people, I think I have a little more to say, but I still don't do what they do. All right, y'all. It's time for a lesson. How about adult K through 12? Yeah, how about you stop eating forever? Unless it's a lead-based. That's a joke. That's a joke. All right, here we go.
Catch a bubble in your mouth. Good job. Okay.
How fucking condescending.
Okay, here.
This person can't control themselves at a McDonald's, and we're expected to look at this abomination of a person.
Here's the thing. Having a preference is something like, I'm looking for a partner who likes kayaking or wakes up early in the morning, or
a partner who likes kayaking and wakes up earlier in the morning isn't 400 pounds. If you got in a kayak, you'd find the fucking Titanic in an hour. What are we talking about here? No, everybody knows. Like, if
loves pizza.
you do, we know.
But when your preferences exclude an entire group of marginalized people, that's problematic.
You can't fit in the margins. You're not marginalized. You take up the whole space. You're on the whole page, pumpkin. There's no margin on earth sufficient for you. Margins.
Okay, that's not nice. That's not a preference. If you lump all fat people in one group together as though they are not very different individuals.
It's not about individuals. It's about you don't find them attractive. It's very simple. Some guys don't like blondes. Some guys don't like brunettes. No guys don't like redheads. But a lot of guys don't like fatzos. That's just how it goes. Just like if some hideous slob walked up to you with a Quasimodo lump and looked like Emmett Plant. Oh, so just Emmett Plant. If Emmett Plant walked up to you, you wouldn't be attracted to him either, because nobody would be. That's okay.
That's fatphobic. Just like lumping all black people in one group and saying, I don't like black people, is racist.
That's not the same thing. It's not even close to the same thing. By the way, they didn't say I don't like fat people. That's me. I don't like fat people. I'm fattest. But they're saying I'm not attracted to fat people isn't I don't like them. You can, look, I'm not attracted to men, but I like them just fine. I like hanging around them. They're great. It's wonderful. We can tell jokes and war stories about, whatever. I'm not attracted to weebs, but I like weebs just fine because I have a mental disorder. This is all okay.
And lumping all disabled people in one group and saying, I don't think people in wheelchairs are hot.
I don't. No offense. I mean, even a hot chick in a wheelchair, I'm like, would she even like it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need some K-12 education, but like a wheelchair is a turnoff for me. I don't want to carry you around when the wheelchair doesn't work. Like, I'm lazy. It's not you, it's me. This is so fucking weird. This is the weirdest shit ever. Like, it's literally, you don't find me attractive. Let me tell you the ways that you are prejudiced against a people group.
Is ableist. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No. Do you?
Hey,
oh, God. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the condescension. It's the condescension. She's marginalized. How about amputees? I guess it depends. Well, it depends on the amputee, mate. Jesus. Okay, what else do we got? All right, so here's we'll show the Az video. Or not Az's video, but the video Az is talking about. You guys have probably seen this. I just wanted to get to the fat thing. Look. Plenty of people have been not attracted to me my whole life. That's how it goes. The majority of people have the majority of Earth not attracted to them the whole life. I don't know if people know this, but the overwhelming majority of people are not attracted to the overwhelming majority of people. It's a weird stat. They're not attracted to it at all. It's because the average is so mundane. Whatever the average may be. And so people tend to, like, even if you like fat chicks or whatever, but that would mean you're not necessarily attracted to skinny girls. So you would be marginalizing that group too. It's okay to be attracted to fat girls, to skinny girls, to medium girls. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's fine. There's There's a fish in the sea for everybody, and sometimes that fish is a fucking kraken. That's how it goes. All right, so here's this video.
Oh my God, guys, I'm freaking out. What am I gonna do? Just kidding, I already scheduled the appointment. I am what conservatives fear! Fuck, that's good. Oh my God.
All right, so here's a girl. Here's a girl who's apparently empowered by her abortion. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if it's a troll. It doesn't matter, right? But here's a girl who's empowered by her abortion. You're empowered by your lack of self-control. You're empowered by your lack of regard for life. You're empowered by your lack of having a stable partner, like whatever it is. You're empowered by your poor impulse control. Just weird. That's just a weird thing. It's like you're not what conservatives fear in any way. And this is my point was on this one is like we don't fear you, we pity you. Like, people with this perspective have a disease. In my opinion, like you have no regard for human life. Now, the funny thing about this is the people that are pissed off at me are going to be like, oh, like how you wished us to die the other day. It's like, well, I didn't wish you to die. I just said I wouldn't care if you did. There's a difference there, but so they'll call it hypocrisy because they're retarded. Which is interesting because if they knew how retarded they were, all of them would have voted to abort themselves in the womb because they're all for that type of stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. I want to rant about this for 1 second. The one thing the Vic situation showed me is that you find something amazing in the Vic Mignogna breakdown with the lawyers from Law Twitter, with the weirdos from Kick Vic, with all of these people. You find something. And it's a consistency of political thought. It's a consistency of political thought. Their political opinions, all of them, all of the 90 lawyers or whatever, they all are of the same political stripe, like within a tiny, tiny margin of error. They're all liberal. They're all Black Lives Matter. They're all cops are bad. They're all of them. All of them are the same stripe. It's amazing what happened. It's amazing. They find out, you find that they're all pro-choice. They're all Antifa. Yeah. And so you start to find this out. That so many of these views that the people have they're not even views. It's political ideology and it's a team mentality. Kanye Ray Jepsen says, has to be a joke. No one is dealing with that forehead. Look, I think there's a whole genre of pearl crowning that forehead out there. I know a guy who would probably happily make that video. Is that your Megan Rapinoe jersey? No, this jersey's for men, not people pretending to be men. It's this weird divide where life and the ideas of life become subservient to ideology. That's one thing. And I'm actually fairly consistent on this. I'm not a big fan of the death penalty either. I've talked about it before. I recognize the state's power over the death penalty, but I don't believe the state does things right enough for me to trust them killing people. Just in general. That's my general principle. Do I have exceptions? Sure. I've got exceptions. But in general, that's there. And, but it's the presumption here. It's a presumption here. I don't lecture people on being pro-life. I do my, I say my bit about pro-life, and I don't condemn pro-choice people. I think there are situations, Az brought this up too. His video's really good. You should watch it. It's very heartfelt. It's very emotional, but not in the gay way. It's very much on point. And there are situations that can change people's opinions very quickly on this subject. And so a lot of people have kind of a default thing. It's like, well, my team says this. I've listened to the rhetoric and my team is here. And then there's other people who may have the same opinion, but they experienced something that brought them to that opinion. And both positions are fine. You can have them. The problem is when you are so callous in how you regard the opinions of other people, and so callous in how you, to me, it's so callous in how you treat life. Like the idea of a baby. First of all, comparing, let's do this. Comparing capital punishment to abortion is insane to me. I know it's the gotcha, and so that's what they do, but it's like, okay, so in one case, you have a jury going through an extremely rigorous process to do their best attempt to determine the guilt of a person. And in the other case, you have someone who has not even had a chance to commit a crime. Those aren't comparable. But yeah, it's, and the reason that comparison works for them, for that particular ideology, and why they use it is because it callously disregards both of the lives that have taken place. But yeah, anyway, so this chick is just something else. It's going around. I don't understand it. I don't understand TikTok in general. Did Texas pass no abortions after 6 weeks? They did. They did do that. Hilarious. So it's like I said, I'm not a guy like I used to be when I was younger, and I was even more of a colossal asshole than I am now, which is hard to imagine. I would get in very heated debates with people over pro-choice, pro-life stuff. As I've gotten older, I've mellowed on trying to preach to people. I have my opinion. If people ask me about it, I'll give it. But I'm not gonna try and convert through yelling somebody else. It doesn't work. I've tried it my whole life. It didn't work. So I do something else. I do something else now. Now I am me, unapologetically, me all the time. No matter where you find me, you're gonna find me. And then if people wanna know about me, I'll tell them what makes me me. It's not gonna make them though. Yeah, Ty, and the no alcohol buying on Sunday is really annoying. I'm glad Minnesota got rid of it. It's a stupid law. So your 7 kids said so? Oops. No, I only have 5 kids. You just said you're not a guy. Well, don't define me, you bigot. Nightwave Radio says, I hate how nice your camera is and how it's set up. Let's feud. Salute. Hey, buddy. How's it going, man? I know we couldn't meet up last time I was in Florida, but next time I'm coming down, I'll give you a ring in advance so we can plan something, because I enjoy hanging out with you. All right. Let's see. What do we got? I think that was about what I had for the night. Of course, it's 2 a.m. Jesus. Nerd Tremble says, so because I'm not attracted to black people, does that automatically make me a racist? Yes. Yes, and the only way you can fix that is by going up to every black man you see and offering to give him a blowjob. I'm sorry, that's the rules. That's the rules of Fat Girl TikTok. Cave Canum liked that quote. I'm going to tell them what makes me me, but it's not going to make them them. It was a good quote. That was liquor profundity. All right, so let's do this. Luckily, I don't have to read Streamlabs Justice chats anymore. So we'll go ahead and read these super chats from YouTube only. And then we'll figure out what's going on. Yeah, I again, for those who missed it, my Streamlabs is down. I don't know if I've been banned. It's absolutely possible because I dropped the F slur like 8 times in a row. So that's it's possible that it is banned, but I don't actually know that. So I can't say that it is. But I will let you know as soon as Streamlabs gets back to me. I'm guessing I won't hear back from them until Tuesday because of Memorial Day weekend, but it's possible they will anyway. In the meanwhile, my Ridge sponsorship is fully through. Thank you, Ridge. And I'll be doing Ridge sponsorships on at least one next week. I've got 5 videos need a Ridge sponsorship. And so I'll probably mix it up between live streams and short videos. I'll probably sponsor a couple short videos with the Ridge wallet, but and then a couple live streams or whatever. I did get an advance copy of Necromunda Hired Gun, but I can't show you the game because it's embargoed until June 1st at noon. June 1st at noon. Not noon. Midnight. So I have it. It's installed on my Steam. I haven't played it yet. I really want to, but I can't show it to you guys. But they did provide me with a stream key for it. Reached out to me there. Well, somebody did. It's not like the company did, but whoever the company's agency is did. Gave me a stream key. I'm fucking pumped to play it. Bob BQ says, Adam, get that copy of Foodafix. Okay, I haven't sent it to him yet, but I did. Thank you, Bob BQ, for sending me the Foodafix game on Steam. And by the way, look, if you guys need to know what a Fuda is or into Fudanari, or you want to answer the balls, no balls question, you should go on Steam right now and buy Foodafix. And you can get all your appropriately answered balls or no balls action. I'll let you find out which one is correct because Bob BQ has answered the question definitively. So if you want to go hang out with that, you can. Mass Kuko says, I have family on my Steam. Me too, buddy. Me too. You're ever going to send that scathing love letter to Peacock on stream? No, I'm not going to send it to him on stream. You need a balls or no balls jingle to play. Well, if someone wants to write one, maybe, but it's got to be original. You can't use a copyrighted segment. Okay. I want to know the answer from the ladies, like balls or no balls. Sock Monkey says, holy fuck, I want a Damascus wallet. Yeah, oh, I don't have mine. I got the Forged Ember wallet. They're fucking cool, man. The Damascus ones are also really, really cool. Have I played Gods Will Be Watching yet? No. No, guys, you see all of my video game time. I don't have time alone. Like they gave me Necromunda and I'm like, awesome, I'm going to be able to play this on stream on Twitch or whatever. Turns out, nope, not going to be able to. So then it's like, well, I don't know when I'll play it before June 1st, but at least it's a free copy. I don't have to pay for it now. This chick says balls. Yeah, you gotta have balls, right? As a trans woman, I prefer heroin. Blaine 20 says, I still use my Ridge wallet. Me too, man. Are you kidding? Trim that shit, but still balls. Balls. Harry Footballs with no vagine. On a man, yes. Be weird without balls. That's what I like. Now, some guy like there are no balls guys, right? Like there are guys who have they get like a testicular cancer and they have to have them removed or whatever. I think balls are the answer. It's part of the male physiology. And as weird as like guys might think it is to see like male physiology, that's what women are, I guess, engineered to be attracted to. Sorry, ladies. Trust me. I wish it's much better being attracted to you. Women are great. Women have sleek lines. That's why guys like sexy cars too, right? Because the curves and lines on a sexy car remind us of women. Like you don't see a car walking around with a big giant dick sticking out the top of it. That only happened in Back to the Future 2. Only in Back to the Future 2 is there a car with a dick sticking out the fucking roof of it. That's the only car women have ever been attracted to. They're like, you know what? I like that DeLorean. It's got big ass feet and a penis sticking out the top. And Idiocracy, yes, true. I'm old enough to remember radio antennas, but those were so thin, they don't even count. They don't even count. In the trailer hitches, which are shaped like a nutsack with 2 large balls. Yeah, I've seen them. All right. This is enough degeneracy talk. Amateur Ant says, I only mess with pros. It's safer than a wife and girlfriend. I pay them to leave afterwards. When they change the custody and divorce laws in the U.S. to be fair for men, I'll think about marrying and having kids. There you go. Josh Tureen says, had testicular cancer when I was 14, so I'm half ATM. Well, you're a Stone Temple Pilot song now? Come on. Doesn't affect much. I kid. All right. Let's do these chats. Let's see. Guys, you know what I love about you guys? I had no plan for this stream. I was like, well, I got this weird Preston thing. I might even do a short video like summarizing how shitty it is. So people don't have to sit through my rambling. So I love that you guys sit through the rambling. I like that we have a conversational live stream. Because, you know, we could do like a very focused, like Robert Grueller live stream. Like, here we go. We're going to hit this. We're going to hit this. That guy's amazing. He's great. I don't work that way. Not live. So I love that you guys hang out and ramble with me. We go through like all these ADD topics and degeneracy. It's great fun. It really is. I love it. But I had no plan tonight. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a stream. I wasn't planning on doing a stream, but then it was like, well, okay. Things calmed down. I've got a little time. We'll do a show. We'll do one. I come on here. We start talking. You guys always make it great. You make it fun to hang out with. You make it fun to interact with each other, or with you guys, I guess. And I try to make it fun back. And we always have a great show. What else is there to watch? Nothing at this hour. You're stuck with me. Nacho Kitty says, we could tell there was no plan. I haven't had a plan in like 2 weeks. There's not a lot like full plan worthy. And what I've found out, I think you guys have a mental disorder where you like the show better when I don't have a plan. Because the times that I come on here and I'm like, okay, I got this document we're going to go through, I feel the groan come through the chat. I feel it. And it's weird because, like, for me, I'm like, God, I didn't come up with something. So what I've been doing lately very consciously is I'm going to grab as many topics as I can during the day. I'm going to grab them. I message them to myself so I have them. Like when I see a thing, I'm like, okay, that's a topic. That's a topic. That's a topic. And then I grab those and then I come in and I'm like, this is a better show. It's more natural. It's more fluid. If I come in with a document, rarely do we have a lawsuit of extreme beauty. Like rarely are lawsuits that funny. And so most of the time we don't get there. So I try and get the interesting stuff, quick hit, lots of topics, as many as we can get through. And I think it's a better show. It comes out that way. So thank you guys for always doing that. I know that as gay and weird as this sounds, but here I am drinking. By the way, this is my 1,000 like drink as well. I finished you didn't see it, but I finished the bottle of Rittenhouse whiskey. As weird as this sounds, I'm always trying to improve the show. So like I have to toy around with not having a plan. And it's like, okay, how do I not have a plan but make a good fun show? So I'm always like, you guys are the biggest group of lab rats I've ever seen. And so I'm always working on that. So even it's weird because my work ethic, everything I've known about my entire life and about how things work is plan this out, script this out, do this thing. Because that's how the world teaches you. That's how high school teaches you to work. Script it out, stand up, give your presentation. That's how college communications classes teach you to work. Script it out, stand up, give a longer communication, add visual aids. And they're aids, like, capitalized, without the E. That's how your jobs teach you to work. Script it out, make a PowerPoint, bore everybody to death. The world teaches you to do something a particular way. You guys don't follow that model. You don't, because I've done it. And trust me, I get direct metrics on this. I can see viewer numbers and revenue in real time. So I can see it. I bring on some like big topic. I prepared it. I work really hard on it. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go through this document. We're gonna do it. I've gone through it already. Now we're gonna go back through it again. I'm gonna hit these points. Never hits. It never in my life fucking lands. It's like, okay, I'm gonna grab a bunch of things that are interesting to me. We're just gonna talk about them and walk through them. Always, without fail, lands. It's great. And that's you guys. I don't know if that's everybody in the world. I don't know if you guys are unique, special idiots like me. But whatever it is, I like you. I likes you and I wants you. We can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. The choice is yours. So anyway, I just wanted to take a moment to appreciate that from you guys. All right. Now to read your super chats. Jane Doe says, shameless plug. The Stoffers adopted a child with autism from China, exploited him for sponsorships, monetized vids, then rehomed him 1 year ago. So I re-uploaded their BS, privated, dedicated to all the orphans vid on my channel. Who the fuck are the Stoffers? I don't even know about that. I've never even heard of it. Joskby says, well, the doctor said I have ADHD. I can't speak for anybody else. They're all probably just retarded. Me too, buddy. I'm with you. I am guaranteed an undiagnosed adult ADHD. Guaranteed. I've been learning a lot about ADHD. We homeschool, right? So when you have behaviors, you start researching about the behaviors. I've learned a shitload about ADHD and adult ADHD over the past 2 years. And I'm sitting there going, if I trusted a therapist on this earth, they would diagnose me with ADHD. No problem. No problem. I'm I'm making soup. That's me. I'm a fucking moron. That's how my life has always been. It's fine. It's fine. I love ADHD. I love refrigerators. Am I retarded? We all are. That's why, guys, you're watching a YouTube show at 2 a.m. Yes, you're retarded. I'm doing a YouTube show at 2 a.m. Yes, I'm super retarded. All right. Wolfgang Deo says early and super gay. Breck Nichols says early. How dare you? This is how I do it. I've got to just start setting the stream for 11:10, then I'll show up at 11:02 and be like, haha, I'm early, motherfuckers. Angry Baneling says, hashtag no pie man, no peace. Bring back the frog father. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll ask him about this lawsuit. Wolfgang Deo says, did I go okay your Streamlabs? Lol. Did you kill my stream? I don't know. Talix001 says, this is not a show. It's just a bunch of good people sitting around shooting the shit. Yes. Yes. Actually, unironically, Talix just nailed it. And that's what I try to do. That's why I love when I have guests on who are not. Here's the hard part. I get a lot of offers from guests from fans. I do. And I don't usually have them on because it's not a snob thing. It's really not. But people who have a proven track record of being on a camera and a microphone and not being distracted by the camera and the microphone tend to have better conversations. Not personal. I've had a bunch of people who are not on cameras and mics, and every time I have them, it's kind of a disaster. Remember the crypto fashion guy? Oh, God, that was a tough interview. Seems like a great guy. He runs a good company. He makes shirts for people who are otherwise demonetized. He does good stuff. God, it was a hard interview. It was like punching an iron wall and hoping sap would come out. It just doesn't work. So I tend to have people who are experienced behind a mic and a camera on. But I try to make them really just, like, I try to make that show just a conversation. Just a conversation. If you went with me to Perkins at 1 a.m, because it's 1 a.m, 2 now. Went with me to Perkins in the middle of the night. We sat down and had some omelets and a cup of coffee or like a shake. Because I don't drink coffee. I'm not ridiculous. Fuck. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Don't worry. Just a hiccup. So what I was saying was, if we sit down at a Perkins together, and you have coffee and I have a shake, because I don't like coffee, we're going to have the same conversation. We're going to have the same conversation. Do you ever do meetups? I did one. It was kind of weird. It was fun. It was fun, but it's hard because I don't live near an airport or anything. Some people in the Discord are trying to or Discord or locals are trying to organize meetups. And look, if I can get to the meetup, I'm going to get to the meetup. I love meeting up with people. This is something you'll learn about me as we go on. I don't care who you are. I know that you have a story that I haven't heard. So I'm going to sit there like an idiot and fucking listen to whatever you say. Josh Terren, you're in Minnesota. I'm asking, look, if you're in Minnesota and you're in my area, I will meet up with you individually 100% of the time. If I'm available, I will meet up with you. I'm not always available, but if I'm available and you're in town, I'm going to meet up with you. Absolutely. We'll go get a drink. We'll go get food, whatever it is. I'm happy to do so. I love to do it because I have found that over the course of my life that everybody, literally everybody, has a story that I haven't heard, no matter what it is. And I love it. I love storytelling. I love how people tell their stories, and I love to hear them. I'm a weird geek that way. So, yeah, if you're ever in my area, let me know. Email me, whatever, call me, doesn't matter. And if I can make it, I will. I met with a bunch of people in various capacities. Think you should one stream a week with a viewer of yours? Brian Moe, that is a recipe for destruction. It's terrible. The call-in shows have never gone well because people aren't used to being on camera or behind a microphone and broadcast to the world. So even if they're normally a good conversationalist, if they're not used to that dynamic, it kind of gets really weird. But that being said, I am trying to get it where I have one guest a week. Wolvenar says, so how long of notice do you need? You know what? I know why you're asking, and it's because I'm an asshole and didn't see your messages and respond to you in time. But it really depends. Call me, because I might not see your thing. Just call me, Wolvenar. You can call me. Also, if you DM me, Wolvenar, I'll you can text me. I know who you are. I've met you. Okay, let's get back to this. This is getting weird. But yeah, it's all about sitting around shooting the shit. Talix is right. About sitting around shooting the shit. That's what I try to do with interviews. I want it to be like a conversation. You know what's great? All of the conversations that Drexel and I have on the show, for an entire summer, every single night, without fail, Drexel and I would go to a Perkins in Lakeville, Minnesota, the Lakeville, Minnesota Perkins, at about midnight. Sometimes 11, sometimes 12:30, whatever. We would go to the Perkins. It was open 24 hours. We would sit down and we would talk for 3 to 5 hours every single day. That's just what we did. It was part of our day. And so when he comes over and sits down in a room with me and we talk, the only thing missing is the free shakes from Perkins. That's it. Like, that's the only thing missing. We would have these conversations. They would go for hours about all these subjects and we bounce through them. What you guys are getting, that's what we did for an entire summer and more than the summer, but it was really primarily that summer because I was on break from school. But that's what we did. That was every single night. That's why when Drexel is over, our conversations are so natural. We've had these types of conversations for years and years and years. But anyway, Mr. Security says, let's go already, Boomer. You pushed the show back a half hour and you're still late, not hetero, Nicky boy. Angry Baneling sent 100 India monies, which comes out to about $5. Says, America has baseball, which is based. It's even in the name, and you're a soccer fan. How dare you, sir? I'm telling Biden, up your taxes even more. Baseball is kind of boring. I like going to baseball live. I do not really care to watch baseball on TV. Holy shit. Check this out, guys. This is a message I just got about John Lamont. You ready for this? Yes, she is. Demon, Catgirl, Lolly. The best of 3 worlds. Get on the fucking wall. Get on the wall. Get on the wall! Get on the wall. Patrick Mead says, yes, same here. There's just something about going to the game, the atmosphere that works. Watching on TV just doesn't work. I love going to any live event. I love live events. They're great. The food costs too much. It's not really that good, but it doesn't matter because where the fuck do you get a dome dog? This big ass fucking hot dog, which is an amalgamation of like 7 cats, 3 rats, and part cow and pork. God, something about it is good though. Something about it. Do you love live strip shows? No, I actually, every strip club I've ever been to, I've been to 4 strip clubs in my entire life. Every one of them is the most depressing thing I can think of. They're so awful. They're so fucking terrible. Every woman in there looks sad. They're all like, they have the lights down low because they're an atrocious body shape. God, they're just awful. And Lady Rackets has been with me every single time, by the way. And she is hotter than every woman on stage. So I don't get it. But it's not just that. Even if she wasn't hotter than every woman on stage, the hottest chick I've seen at a strip club had like a funky fucking eye, like looking over that way. She was from Singapore or something. She came up, she's like, you buy lap dance for lady? And I'm like, no, oh God, go away. Let me get my crucifix out. Jesus, stay back. Satan vampire. She was horrifying. She was terrible. She didn't even offer me a lap dance. Only the lady. Only Lady Rackets. Racist, by the way. It was weird. I don't like strip clubs. They honestly bring my mood down. They're supposed to bring your mood up and make it turgid or whatever. But my mood goes down immediately in a strip club. Don't like it. Riverboat Gambler says, need help. Is it legal for a public school to hire in an effort to increase the percent of non-white staff to align with the percent of students battling critical race theory? It depends. It depends. It hasn't really been tested very heavily. It shouldn't be legal to do that. Omega says, look up the DUI guy commercial for the stream to view. Best lawyer TV ad. Also, whiskey in the mail for you. Whiskey in the mail. The DUI guy commercial. Is this a shut up, don't blow? The DUI guy. I've watched his channel a million times. This guy's great. I like him. I like his channel a lot. Here we go. We'll steal his content. But I suggest you go check him out. Watch his show. Watch this on your own. Here we go.
When you see those cherries in your rear view, remember, shut.
Holy fuck. So quiet.
When you see those cherries in your rear view, remember, shut up, don't blow, don't do the tests. Choose to refuse or you will lose. Call the lawyer with some of the best client reviews on Google in the city. Call the #1 DUI attorney in Louisville. Call me, Larry Foreman, the DUI guy. Shut up, don't blow, don't do the tests. Choose to refuse or you will lose. Shut your freaking mouth!
Yeah! Nailed it. He's absolutely right. Shut up. Shut up. The problem is it's really, but I literally cannot ethically say he's right about anything else in that video. I can't say don't blow. It's against the law in Minnesota for me to say don't blow. Minnesota has a law that restricts the advice a lawyer can give to his client. How fucked is that, by the way? You want civil liberty? You don't even have the right to sufficient legal counsel. But he's great. He's probably right for Kentucky. I strongly recommend his channel. He has great videos of him doing excellent cross-examinations and examinations. He's good. He's good stuff. DUI guy. Minnesota's a fucking disaster for DUI specific advice. Deathwish says, I'm sorry, Nick, but since you fidgeted your Streamlabs, I can't send you money anymore. What? Hold on. What is that? Okay, really? Damn it. You can always send me super chats. And again, without knowing if my Streamlabs was actually 187, Breck knows what I mean. I don't know if my Streamlabs was actually murdered. But if it was, think about all the criticism of YouTube that we've levied. For whatever reason, YouTube has kept me around. I honestly thought at this point I would have been fucking thrown off by now. But here we are. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's just a mistake from Streamlabs. Local streaming when? It's not up yet. It's not finalized yet. But local streaming is coming. Wolfgang Deo says, hey, Nick, any Vic news? No. K-Tub7 says, sup, Nick, just hopped out of the shower after watching RGE use some blueberry almond soap. It's fantastic. Anyway, keep up the good work. Here's some shekels. Thank you. Gerard Garvin says, Nick is my favorite crazy person. Oh, thanks, buddy. Long Reach Jones says, getting those mini mins for whiskey drinking ASMR. Listen. I'm going to lick your ears and drink whiskey. There you go. Anime Moon says this imbibe style probably thinks this will make them the next in line into Cuck, Ron, and Harpoon, the aged leathery narwhal. How pathetic. Tengen Ken says, rip for your Streamlabs. Did you hear about the low tier god June the King drama? Yes, I did. Weirdly enough. Not sure if it's gone legal yet, but it might be worth keeping an eye on. I will keep an eye on it. Twilight Dragon 3 says, early for the stream, but late and gay and ruining Monica's life. True. That's the crazy thing about this, right? I literally don't want their lives ruined. I want to see them ground into dust because it's funny, legally speaking, to see them ground into dust. But I've said 1,000,000 times on this show, if you like Monica Rial, go to her line. Never bother these people. Don't harm them. Don't harass them. Don't hassle them. Don't annoy them. Don't talk to them. Unless you like them, then go. Get their autographs. I don't care. It's fucking amazing. No matter how hard you try, you're the bad guy. Epic versus Apple wrapped up, currently awaiting the verdict. Yes, I've seen some stuff. It was a really complicated case to follow. It got really boring for most of it, so I didn't do a lot. I'll cover it when it finishes, though. because it's going to be important. Drewby says, evening, sir. How's the family? Stay frosty. Family's great. It's nice and warm now. I don't need to stay frosty at all. Your psychiatrist molested, your physiatrist, I assume psychiatrist, molested you 42 years ago. Can you sue? Probably not, but maybe. Depends on the state. CJ says, did you wash your Streamlabs with warm soapy water? I tried it. SM Scorks89 says, are you going to cover Quentin Flynn's protective order at some point? Crumbrion, a.k.a. Crest, is going to have him as a guest tomorrow. Yes. Yes, I need to do that. I hear it's very funny. I haven't read through it yet. I need to. People have sent it to me. They've said, you need to cover this. And I should. But I've been busy doing a non-structured show. Gunnar Renee Oy says, it's the suicide booth from Alita Battle Angel. Brandon Cavallero says, you see John Cena apologize to China? I did, but I didn't recognize it as John Cena. I recognized it as John Cuck. Wolfgang Deo says, okay, Nick, enough of the bullshit. Let's get to the Monica Rial stream and start the idol worship services. All hail the whale of beauty and cleverness. Gross. Zephael says, law office filled with 40K books? Fear the Emperor. Cool Frog says, check the Twitter DM I just sent you. You must see. The fuck one was it? Oh, here we go. Oh, that's the fat chick video. Yes. Thank you, Cool Frog, for sending that. Amateur Ant says, Peggy Pulte is only doing this to get attention because no one has talked about him in about a year, but he won't even refile this BS to court. Solo Nobre? Maybe. Consider having Hoglog on as a guest when you cover the Apple Epic Games case. He's done a lot of videos on. Hoglog's great. The people on my list to have on, by the way, are huge. Tom the Lawyer, Hoglaw, Ian Corzine, Kendra Paris. There are others. Alman John says, was trying to tell someone in the chat that Preston took a 10-incher, but I made a typo and I typed, I took 10-incher. So just to clarify, if I die, it was a typo. Uncivil Law says, I thought about covering this and then decided against. You decided to steer right into the skid, didn't you? I steer into every skid. Wolfgang says, who the hell would even fook an 18-year-old? More age, please. I can't even talk to a teenager without unironically wanting to Tommy gun myself to death through my own asshole. I cannot stand. Like, oh my God. Someone comes up to me. They're like, hi, I'm 15. I'm like, bye. Nothing you say is going to interest me at all. Nothing ever. Oh, Jesus. Timothy Reaper says, the exceptional individual that wrote this legal document is trying to criticize someone else's grammar. My head, it hurts. Lone Wolf Ranger says, I see complaints of spelling grammar errors all the time from lawyers. Yeah, it's very common. Just got one today that had our state misspelled many times. It's really, really common. Long Reach Jones says, cyber libel equals cyber sex for self-represented idiots. Bad Dragonite says, I got banned from a Discord today for saying I made a joke about India and Australia not existing. They claimed that was racist. I blame Baneling. It was racist, and you know it. Bad Dragonite says, it was an online community I'd been in since 06. Oh, from 06 to now. Banned for the truth that Australia isn't real. Sage Emerald says, the 3D stuff so cringy and gross it screams of a person so consumed by their desires they have nothing left with which to grow as an artist and writer. Long Reach Jones says, this comic clearly has adult acts by the chronologically impaired. Yona Hall, can the pegging video be submitted as evidence? Maybe. I don't even care about what. Just want the judge to have to watch it. If you got a clever enough lawyer, you can get anything in. John Kukral says, listening to last night's stream, if you like to watch the Korean cinema, watch The Good, Bad, and the Weird. Stephen Pakagi says, when you started screaming about these guys not watching your show, I got chills and a quarter chub. Thought I was straight. I'm going to need you to stop getting mad because I'm getting confused. I can't stop getting mad. I'm always mad. Timothy Reaver says the judge should mark this as a big red F see me after class. That's how porn starts. Amateur Ant says Peggy Poultry's lawyers know it's BS, so they wrote it like this and took his legal starfish, like his wife took his backhole starfish. Fuck. No one important says, I'd like to have your opinion on the whole debacle of My Hero Academia characters being sexualized. People reading over them. Just Google them and please tell me what you think. I don't want to do that right now. Look, people are going to sexualize whatever they want to sexualize. Like, why are we worried about that? It's a thing that's going to happen. You can't stop it. If someone sexualizes a child, call them a pervert. Tell them to get on the wall. Anything else? Do whatever you want. Not applicable says she means marginalized. Automata says, PSA Stitch and Adam did a breakdown the other week of a those slime video of what preferences were permissible or problematic. Does appear to be something being pushed as of late. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to. It's the trans thing. You have to have sex with the man that is a woman now. You have to. Bigot. Have the balls hit your balls while they're reaming out your asshole, you bigot. Tom Bombathrill says, unironically looking forward to growing people in tubes as to eliminate the need for women. Also, stop eating carbs. I did it. My wife is Italian. I like carbs too much. Salt A says, my girlfriend is infertile with failed attempts at conceiving a child, yet this dumb girl decides to get an abortion, like free candy, and brag about it. Dude, that is the roughest shit on the planet. It really is. Sorry to hear that. And not sorry to hear that your girlfriend's infertile. Sorry to hear that she has to deal with this bullshit. Because I know when Lady Rackets and I were struggling with fertility early on in our marriage, like even seeing people pregnant was hard to navigate. You wanted to be happy for them, but you're like, why the fuck can't we do it? And then seeing people so brazenly end the lives that have been given to them was awful. Matt Fields says, I've been pro-life and anti-death penalty for years now. Why? Because we are not God. We are imperfect. Mr. Schwagen says, if you could change one thing about the Constitution, what would it be? I think I would want no reporting, since it's hurt juries, on criminals outside of it's safe, since we are presumed innocent. Mine would be, shall not be infringed literally means shall not be infringed. Like, stop it. That's what I would add. Angry Bailing says, let feminists abort to their heart's content. It's a service to humanity. I don't want more Dems in the world. Forehead girl is based. Timothy Reaver says, Black Preacher, this video is yet more proof that the 5 head is a sign of the devil. Repent and get hair plugs to return to the Lord. Fluffy Side Up says, lawyers with liquor show win. So who fertilized her for me? It was me. It was me. Actually, the first one, we had quite a bit of help from a doctor. Fertility drugs, lots of planning and all that shit. The second one, we tried the fertility drugs a whole lot, and then it didn't work. And so we stopped trying the fertility drugs and just casually had sex, and boom, pregnant immediately. And then it was the same. Then it was easy. The last 3 after that. It was tough though. We said 99 says, want to try that other watch party service tonight? No, because I don't have it handy. And I don't know how it works. I need to set up a time to do it. Salte says, Nick, you should read Dulce Report by Behind Moon. Okay. Nightwave Radio says, I'm not paying them to come. I'm paying them to leave. Edgy cool Chad who pays for sex. Wig Dipper says, no rant, no pay. Wait, well, shit. Cave Canum says, racket. Doctor, help Nick. He guide your hips. No, but I will tell you. So you go to the doctor's office and they're like, look, we're going to need some ejaculate in this cup to test out and see if your little swimmers are swimming right. And you're like, okay. I'm just supposed to go beat off in a room or whatever. And they're like, well, we have a selection for you. And they gave me a DVD. I'm at the doctor's office and they hand me the DVD to go ejaculate into a cup. and it's fucking called cherry hose. They pick cherry hose of all things. Like, you could pick anything in the world, and you get cherry hose. That's what the doctor's office picked. They couldn't pick like a refined man's pornography. You get fucking cherry hose. Like, what the hell is this? It was so weird. That was like the only one they had. It was, yeah, I mean, it worked, I guess. It worked. Cave Canum says, Rackets, I'm sending you a painting. When do you check the P.O. box? Look out for Nick and Drex go whale hunting. Most days I check the P.O. box. No anal aces. No, they didn't have any butt stuff. They didn't have any selection at all. You literally, like, here you go. Here's cherry hose. Hope you're attracted to these girls. Fuck me. It was weird, man. It was weird. So I'm like, so my wife's right here. You're going to ask me to go in that pseudo bathroom with a DVD player. And like, that's just fucking odd. It's odd. Matthew Harder says, I like that you had a bigger reaction to the Scaly last Friday than Elliot Page topless. What the F? Scaly was way hotter by comparison. Not so handsome Jack says, since we finished the lolly talk, when are we going to confront the elephant in the room? The ugly bastard there is a place in hell for people like that. Matthew Harder says, Nick bought a house with a loan, $195,000, and the comps for it are $300K in Central Texas. Should I sell or stay? Will I make more money in the future? The seller's market is great, but the buying market is tough because raw materials for building are really expensive. So property values are a little bit overrated. Diamond Duck, no, Lady Rackets is not allowed to help because you can't contaminate. You can't contaminate in any way. It's got to just be you. Like, you got to get furious with it. Matthew, I can't tell you the answer to that, but I know that, like, it's really tempting to sell a house right now, but unless you have somewhere else, man, you're going to be paying premium for buying. Icon of Sin, we're done. We're done. Eclipse Warlord says, the American populace is the biggest group of lab rats this last year, politically and socially. Buttfucker 3000 says F. Rhino says, I'm going to watch the crypto fashion vid for cringe. Nightwave Radio says, let's do a Florida meetup. All set up. I'm game, man. I'm game. I just have to figure out a time to head down there. I'll talk to my parents and let you know, because it's great if I can bring my kids down to Florida for the meetup, to hang out with my parents, because then I have babysitters and my kids get to see my parents, which is great. Lane 20 says, bring the fam to Panama City Beach this summer. DM me for a condo recommendation if you do. Phoenix Arm says, why don't you just screen them beforehand? Spoke with me on Crescent Stream. We got along great. I got some good EMT stories. It's not always the same. It's not always the same. Anthony Simon says, there are very few educated, broad knowledge, very intelligent, funny people in the world, and you had me at I hope you die in a fire. Samurai Knight says, just letting you know that Kentaro Miura died. No, what? The writer of Berserk, he's dead? Fuck. I can never finish the series. What are we going to do? S. Cybertaz says, Dome Dog sounds like something that comes with a reach around. It does. Adam Rhodes says, any update on Kentaro Miura case? Also, did you hear that Vic Mignogna died? I haven't heard this. I'll have to research it further. Lane 20 says, I hope you liked the honey last year. Yes, sir. Very much. Ryan 79 says, in Missouri, you lose your license for a year for refusing a chemical test. Same in Minnesota. Captain Kerfuffle says, should I look up Steve Inman? Should look up Steve Inman. He's a sports commentator who's been having fun with very short clips. Many Antifa related would probably find him funny. I think I've seen his videos. I couldn't say for sure, but I think so. He says, all in all, he's just another bitch against the wall. Baronet says in DSP voice, guys, you're going to have to pick up the slack. They cut me off. Streamlabs. It's bullshit. I got to pay my stuff, guys. I got bills to pay. This is a reality. I got a house. I got credit cards. Got WWE legends. What am I going to do? You're going to have to pick it up. I'm not going to be able to do this if you're not going to keep up the donations. Victor Phantasm says, Nick, when I was 10, I watched doctors pull out my grandmother from the morgue very alive. My mom ripped off my jacket to warm her. Should I sue? Haunted me for a long time. Should I name the hospital? I don't know if that would... That's a fucking weird thing. I don't know if that's even a case, but it's crazy. Persona non grata says, hi, Nick. Enjoying the show. Peace and love. Hey, thank you. Bad Dragon Knight says, did you hear Hitler died? Oh, thank God. Finally, the menace. Brandon Caballero says, did you know that Kentaro Miura died? I bet no one has told you this yet. No one at all. No one on Twitter messaged me or tagged me. Nerdrotic and As, you assholes. And Ryan Cannell, you son of a bitch. Ryan Cannell, the white supremacist. Reveling in the death of an Asian man. Shadows King 101 says, Hirohito died. Nanking never happened. All right, guys. There's the show tonight. God, I can't wait to see who's pissed off by this one. Every fucking day, someone's mad. It's like, why are you guys always mad? That's my job. Are we going to do, I think we can maybe do a Twitch if we hurry up. A movie. Want to do a movie tonight? I've already got a movie. It's a second movie. We haven't had enough second movies, and I'm trying to make it up. Savage Streets was brilliant. I've got another second movie on tap. Should we do it? Let's do it. Angry Baneling says, Nick, it's time to Kentaro Miura this stream and go watch some cultured movies on Twitch. All right, guys. Cinema Queen says, show on Monday? Probably. Yeah, I think so. Ken's Counseling Couch says, thanks for the shout out the other day. I hit 300 plus subs. Yeah! Ken, get it, son. Get it, son. Your P.O. box is broken? Okay. I'll go. I didn't go there today, but I'll go tomorrow and check it. Pat Moriarty died. Yeah, I knew that. Not So Handsome Jack says, Nick, let me tell you a story. Good story. All right, guys. No more super chats. Motherfucker Ishelson says, did you hear the Berserk guy died? Any Vic updates? Do you use soapy water? Jack Daniels is best. Thoughts on Ron calling the U-Cut inferior? Well, all cucks think the U-Cut is inferior, so that's not surprising. All right, guys. See you later. Maybe we'll have something this weekend. I keep saying that. I mean it. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks again. Have a good night, guys. Peace. Peace. He says, peace, God damn it.
But you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along with his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight. We'll hear some lost-plaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitterland. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, His lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an art bag, a bow, more of love rug. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea, post on Twitter as we hear Lost Planning tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the thought better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we are now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Dante to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea, post on Twitter as we hear Lost Planning tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the thought better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we are